Yeah. We don't raise the dead, no. We just raise the stakes. Jonesing in the snake pit, calling out the light it up, take a hit, watch them fold quick. Gummies got me floating, but I'm locked in on the script. Ain't no pass for the frauds, watch me load another clip. Ain't no cap in my words, only real ones in the pit. Chill till I ain't, then it's over for you. Talking that talk, but I see right through you. Exposing the snakes, now they running like roaches. I keep receipts, yeah, I keep the focus. We in the snake pit, no escape. Call them out, watch them shake. Talking loud, now they fake. Jonesing, yeah, set them straight. Call it like I see it, I don't sugarcoat a thing. Try to play the victim, now they crying in the rain. Say they bought the truth, but they lying for a name. I just roll another up, blow the smoke at all the lames. Yeah, receipts don't lie. Talk that mess, get buried alive. I don't need no seance, nah. Just facts when I go on live. We in the snake pit, no escape. Call them out, watch them shake. Talking loud, now they fake. Jonesing, yeah, set them straight. Blunt lit, truth hit, ain't no running from the pit. Gummies got me vibing, but I still keep that full clip. We in the snake pit, no escape. Call them out, watch them shake. Talking loud, now they fake. Jones, yeah, set them straight. Call it like I see it, I don't sugarcoat a thing. Try to play the victim, now they crying in the rain. Say they about the truth, but they lying for a name. I just roll another up, blow the smoke at all the lames. Yeah, receipts don't lie. Talk that mess, get buried alive. I don't need no seance, no. Just facts when I go on love. We in the snake pit, no escape. Call them out, watch them shake. Talking loud, now they fake. Jones, yeah, set them straight. Blunt lit, truth hit, ain't no running from the pit. Gummies got me vibing, but I still keep that full clip. Blunt lit, truth hit, ain't no running from the pit. Gummies got me vibing, but I still keep that full clip. Yeah.
Good morning. Hello. Happy Friday. I'm so glad this week is over. Oh my God, this week. For some reason, it went by so slow. I don't know what the deal was this week. Oh, good morning. Hello, everybody. Hey, I see y'all. Hey, Spitfire, Sunflower, Twist, Harley, Captain Navi, Kate the Great, Pixie. Hey, girl. Pixie said, good morning. She is definitely my cup of soup. Not ramen, though. Hey, Remy. Oh, you love my PSA? Listen. I'm going to start doing those, because it sums up what I'm thinking into small little, clips. And last night, me and Mom were on the phone, and she was like, girl, did you see Clue at court? I said, yes, ain't no bitch over 13 years old. No obese woman. And I'm an obese woman, so I know what the fuck I'm talking about. No obese woman should be wearing overalls. I'm sorry. We just shouldn't. It's not meant for us. We're not meant to wear overalls. Don't nobody want to see your front butt. I promise. Oh, a front butt on a Thursday is not what I was looking forward to. I'll say that. Good morning. Hey, Cammy. Thank you, Sunflower. They're getting my little hens are getting so big. Yeah, no, we don't want no gunt. We don't want no front butt. We don't want no camel toe. We don't want none of that. We don't want no Fupa Palooza. We're good. That's different, Remy. That's different. Yeah, she had a shirt on. Yeah, I love a woman in overalls too, Pixie. But I ain't ashamed to say fat folks ain't supposed to wear overalls. Now, fat men, you will see a lot of fat men, like fat farmer dudes, wearing overalls, and sometimes you can see their front butt, and it's a little disturbing, but they're men, and it hits different. You know what I'm saying? Now, I love to see little skinny bitches running around in their overalls, and like the overalls that are shorts. You know what I'm talking about? I love seeing that shit. But just like overalls, fat girls ain't supposed to wear rompers either. It just does us no justice. It does no good for us. Yeah, she does. Well, mom said, "Did you see her?" I said, "Yeah, she looked like a whole russet potato sitting back there. I just can't get it off my mind, a whole russet potato." But she was like, "No, I'm talking about the overalls." So shit, let me make a PSA. Let me make a PSA. Maybe she ain't got anybody in her life telling her, "Hey, that ain't the look." Like, we don't care to see all that. Hey, good morning, Matt. Clue wore overalls to court. Exactly, Remy. They are. The women's overalls are cut too close, like too tight. Too tight in the front. We don't need it. It's not something we signed up for. Hey, Gigi. Hey, Shambles. Listen, if you're fat, bitch Shambles, which you're not, but if you were, and you posted a picture of you in overalls and I could see your front butt, I would tell you about it, because that's what kind of bitch I am. I'm going to tell you because I want you to look the best you can look. Yeah, they were both wearing overalls. Yeah. They love it. They love people calling them hillbillies and rednecks and all that. They live for that shit. Hey, Grandma Sherry. They just don't. Just like rompers. Rompers. Oh, I have seven. You are full of shit, Shambles. Rompers don't look good on big girls. How do I know? Because I've tried one. How do I know that, overalls aren't flattering to fat girls? Because I've bought some and was like, what the fuck was I thinking? uh, so it's like, I don't like the bitch, but it's like, do yourself and the rest of us a favor and don't do that again, because we didn't need to see all that. All right. So I was told yesterday that Soup did a live and that it was really good and that I should go listen to it. I listened to it, and I don't know, Soup has been on fire lately. She is out here killing it. Nah. But you're always gonna, I bet she's one of those fat girls that wears like bikinis. You know, I'm all for confidence, but to an extent. You know what I'm saying? Like I wear two pieces, but they cover me. I don't wear bikinis. I wear like a tankini and bikini bottoms. Um, but you know how you just sitting there and you see these big women walking around with their belly hanging over their bikini bottoms and their three side titties hanging off that string on the top. Yeah, I bet she's one of them. Yeah, you're right, Remy. Yes, Soup. I just dropped her link in the chat. She has been on fire. It was so good, Twist. It was shambles. It was really good. But I listened to a little bit of it this morning. I was like, y'all know how I be. I get that FOMO where I'm like, it's not even FOMO. I don't know what you would call it because I catch up on it later. Like I didn't even know she went live yesterday. So here I am having my own input. Like I agree with everything they're saying, but I want to be up there on that panel talking with them. So here we are. Wear what flatter. Yes, exactly. As a big woman, you need to know, like, just because it zips, don't mean it fits, you know? Oh, they're so good, Jake. They're so good. So, anyways, I want to go over it because I feel left out and I agreed with everything they were saying. Um, so I'm gonna put it on a little higher speed. Y'all let me know if it's too fast.
To go, so I'm good to go. So, Pearl, I was telling him that we got brought up again in a subliminal way about the Hill situation because nonsense goes over to Clues because Chris was over there. Wait, not nonsense over at Clues when she yelled at her audience. Oh,
hey, maniacs.
She yelled at her audience, telling everyone she didn't have to speak on KK.
I didn't get her. I don't get her notification. I don't get Allie's notification. I don't get Nunya's notifications, and I don't get Melissa Jade's notifications. Oh, absolutely, Center. Absolutely. It's so good. She is on fire. How she says hellfire. Hellfire.
KK because everyone knew nonsense didn't with racist and big. Well, she did that
Talk
day.
about begging the question. That is the ego of that. Well, they can't possibly be racist because I don't mess with racists.
All right,
really, your ego is so big.
It's a little fast. I'm gonna slow it down to 125. Soup's not fast, but British accents are hard for me to understand when I speed it up.
Just you being there is an answer within itself. That tells me everything I need to know. And yet I am aware that this is brought up. A diversion tactic. I'm sorry, but that's all it is.
So weird,
it really
Lily.
is. And the Hills thing getting brought up. I'm going to play what she says. But that getting brought up is definitely what that is. You felt embarrassed because you went over there because you wanted to talk to Chris Proudfoot. You were so desperate.
Now we've mentioned this, or I have mentioned this the past couple of lives I've done. I haven't kind of like hovered on it, but I've just made it known like you're a spineless bitch nonsense. Like you stand for nothing, but you want to fool everybody into thinking you stand for what's right. You don't stand for what's right. You don't stand for what's wrong. You stand for nothing. And that's worse than anything.
Desperate to talk to him. You went over there. So you pulled the whole, well, let's let it play. You ready, Pearl?
Oh, yeah, I'm ready.
Oh, yeah, I'm ready.
I don't care who likes it or dislikes it. This is.
Look, the title. Look, because they screen recorded this live. And the title that they put on there says no sense private. The shade.
Thank you, Venus, for understanding. That's not even close to what I'm saying. It's 2025. There's no place for that are being targeted by at night, such as Granny. And again, I think it's the most fucking immature, ridiculous bullshit that I've ever seen. I have enough fucking concern or hate in my heart for random strangers to do that fucking weird shit. It's so fucking weird to me that people can spend that much time getting invested. I don't give a fuck what she did 3 years ago. I don't care if she made you stub your toe. I don't give a shit. What is happening present day?
That was about Granny that she was talking about.
I know, but this bears repeating. This is not just a deep Granny. This is just a general thing. So if a murder's been committed,
I know.
But you've met the person way after that had happened, it's immaterial. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they did or how justice sorted it out or anything like that. That's in the past.
Absolutely, maniacs. I think Nonsense started out trying to be for the victims, and she just doesn't realize how she has morphed into a drama queen, period. She doesn't realize it. It's like, hello. And as she's a drama queen, she's still trying to pretend like she is here for the victims. And I think it was Chasen came in my chat the other day. She was upset, when I said Nonsense said that she respects Clue because at least Clue is her authentic self, right? And Chasen was appalled by that. But then Chasen said, but I do believe Nonsense is here for the victims. Like, I do think she cares about that. And I told Chasen, we're going to have to agree to disagree. I don't agree with that at all. I think it's all a facade at this point. She's lost the plot. The baseline's gone. Everything's gone.
And you're in the now. Yeah, fuck off.
Tell her,
I love you, Pearl. Yeah, fuck off. Well, wait till she gets to the Clue part. And she gets pushback from one of her members. It looks like a paying member, too. And she gets pushback.
And our court system is being used to do it?
Okay.
Whatever you want to see.
We already know how that went. Granny won, whatever. Let's get to the Clue part.
Unwilling to be a part of that for anybody else. Truly. After watching.
Oh, she says truly so much. It should be falsely. Yeah, you need to take truly out of your vocabulary, bitch.
It being done to heels based on things from 10 years ago.
Oh, let me rewind.
I'm not here to please all of you guys. I'm here to try to continue to be a part of a conversation about what's happening to victims and their families. That's
No,
it.
you're not. Yeah. Well, actually, I'll give it to her. Yeah, she is trying to be a part of the conversation that involves victims and their families, but not for the right reasons. For notoriety, for attention, to satisfy her hero complex. Can somebody just get this bitch a cape already so she can run around her yard, put the cape on, run around, kill the scorpions, and feel like she's actually doing something? Maybe she would stop with the hero shit on YouTube. Somebody send her a cape ASAP.
She'll get
What
to the
was
heels.
done to heels?
Yeah, here it comes.
Thank you, Venus, for understanding. That's not even close to what I'm saying.
Hey, Josiris, you
It's
right.
2025. There's no place for that either. But right now, the conversation needs to be opened up to all different areas so people can change. If we continue to point fingers at people and say, oh, they're this way, they're that way, and hope for no change, you just expect people to stay in the same spots too.
Well, here.
But you do that nonsense. You do that. You do that with people you just don't agree with, or you don't like their opinions. It's like you did with Soup. If you're in Soup's chat or if you're in my chat, you're automatically blocked in nonsenses. That doesn't show that you want to give people grace to change or to grow. You talk out both sides of your fucking neck.
Here's the thing real quick, because you were talking about Clue in that scenario. The thing with Clue is not only did, all of what she said, it came out. She doubled down on it. She said, yep, that's how I feel. Yep.
She did.
And
And
what?
it's within the last year. We're not talking a decade in the past.
Yeah, within the last year. So I don't care what somebody did 3 years ago. It was just 3 months ago the bitch doubled down on the things she typed in JB Gunner's chat. Period. And you know that nonsense because you were a part of calling it out.
No,
And I would quite happily get into all the details of the Hill situation. I don't have a problem talking about it at all.
I don't either. I
You're
really
right,
don't.
Pixie. You're absolutely
We watched that done to
right.
heels, and I'm unwilling to be a part of that for anybody else.
We watched what done to heels.
Apparently, holding her to a past opinion and questioning whether her opinion has changed and why she is rebranded into an anti-tragedy pimp, calling out people
Zen.
who victimise families. Her whole new rebranding, we showed that to be questionable given her decades
Randy.
of getting deeply involved with the families of victims. And we approached her from the beginning to say, is this a situation that's changed? Is he digging up something that you disowned? But no, she paid for that to stay online. She didn't have any regrets about it. All this bullshit about, oh, well, she was from a different generation. Heels was 6 years older than me. I was
Right.
part of the anti-apartheid movement.
Yeah.
It wasn't a generational problem. It's a choice.
Well, see, for me, I do feel like I agree. I feel like it is a choice, but I feel a little differently than Pearl. I do feel like it is a generational thing to an extent, but not by itself. It can't be just a generational thing. I think it matters where you were raised, the type of people you were raised around. I think, all of that, adds to it.
I agree with that. Unsupervised. She did it to herself, but they need to stop bringing her up. And when they bring her up, they drag us into it. What
He is in. Thank you so much for asking about him. He's doing really well. He's just, working and doing his thing.
what they did to heels. And listen to what she says here.
Truly. After watching it be done to heels based on things from 10 years ago, when the person I knew was nothing remotely like that, I will not be a part of that again.
Can I use an analogy from my own life as an example?
I will not be a part.
You know what I'm going to talk about? I'm going to talk about my biological father.
Yeah.
How you knew heels means that you knew the only heels.
You're absolutely right. And Spudler, I don't know. I still feel differently in terms of heels. Like I think she was ignorant. I don't know if she was actually racist, but a lot of her ideologies were ignorant as fuck, and unfortunately towards African Americans. And I mean, does that make her racist? In my opinion, no. It takes a lot of well, she did kind of. I don't know, y'all. I liked heels. I really did. I still do. But I think that she is who she is, and she made no apologies about it. And, you have to, as an individual person who supported her, you had to determine if you were willing to continue to support her or not. I didn't continue to, go in her live streams but if I seen her on the YouTube streets, I was always cordial with her. Hey, how you doing? Glad to see you. But it just wasn't my cup of tea. But I missed. I loved the current heels, if that makes sense. I don't love who she showed herself to be in her past. And the fact that she stood on it, it kind of it brought it to the present. And I didn't like that part of heels, but there were other parts I did like of her.
That's your opinion. Okay. My mom died just before the age of 25. She was diagnosed with cancer while she was pregnant with me. Unfortunately, it was the mid-60s. There wasn't a great deal that she could do. And the hormones that flooded through her body while pregnant with me just increased the type of cancer that she had, which was a female cancer. She died when I was still a baby. My biological...
I know. And you know what? Let me rewind this, because this is a very important point that Pearl makes right here. So, and I keep interrupting her. But I agree 100%, Pixie. Have you noticed how much she's been getting brought up lately by people who are trying to defend themselves on something. Queen's brought her up. Nonsense is bringing her up. Like, y'all let the woman rest in peace. Leave her be.
And listen to what she says here.
Truly. After watching it being done to heels based on things from 10 years ago, when the person I knew was nothing remotely like that, I will not be a part of that again.
Can I use an analogy from my own life as an example?
I will not be a part.
You know what I'm going to talk about? I'm going to talk about my biological father.
Yeah.
How you heals means that you knew the only heals. That's your opinion. Okay. My mom died just before the age of 25. She was diagnosed with cancer while she was pregnant with me. Unfortunately, it was the mid-60s. There wasn't a great deal that she could do.
Good morning,
And the
Dixie.
hormones that flooded through her body while pregnant with me just increased the type of cancer that she had, which was a female cancer. She died when I was still a baby. My biological father, for whatever reason, he was married to her. I was apparently a wanted child, but maybe it was just that he was very young and he couldn't deal. Maybe their marriage would never have lasted anyway. Anyway, he couldn't hold on for her to actually die. She was nursed by my grandparents and I was brought up in that house as well. He had a flat and he already moved his girlfriend in. When my grandfather went there to break the news that my mum had actually passed, he found them both there, sort of happily playing house. Now, decades later, I was adopted. Decades later, he has died of a heart attack. And his new family, the eldest boy of that new family, wants to get in touch with me and wants to sort of, suddenly the importance of blood and all that.
Hey,
Anyway,
Nanny.
I receive a letter. And this letter is all about what a fantastic dad he was and how this guy wants to connect with me and all that. And I was left in the position of, one of us is going to be made out to be a liar. Both of our experiences are completely valid. To me, he's the father who abandoned my dying mother and abandoned me, never even turned up to the court when I was adopted, and never, ever got into contact with me, ever. Went on and had a completely new family. To that son of the new family, he was a loving dad, always there, an inspiration. See what I mean? One of us is going to be proven a liar. There's no way I can sit and listen to you say all that without feeling like it invalidates my experience. If I reveal to you everything that you're not aware of what happened when he was a much younger man, I am then chipping away at your experience of that father.
Yes.
Both of these things are true. It's the same person at different times. Your relationship with him is not my relationship, well, my non-relationship with him. It doesn't mean that anybody is lying. And this is the situation we have. People had a friendship with Heels and they felt strongly about her as the person that they met online. Okay?
Yes.
Right.
Yes. See, the point that Pearl is making here, it just drives it home.
Doesn't mean that she wasn't also the same woman who got banned from Twitter twice on one occasion because she sent an autopsy photo of her teenage boy who died in a rolled up carpet to that boy's mother on Twitter. Both of these things are two.
Yes. And that is Pearl, that is a really good example that you just gave.
It is.
What two different people, two different perspectives or experiences of another person. What one person's experience was does not take away what they had done or did in the past. And you're right, unsupervised. Every time it's brought up, because we don't take it laying down, we will say something. You're not going to come out here and act like, because Nonsense will say this here in a minute, and knowing she was on hospital. No, we didn't. None of that was brought to our
we didn't. We didn't know Heels.
No.
Again, this is a whole different thing. And also I would say to you, Heels is not the only person seriously ill.
This is true. They keep bringing her up
Absolutely, Spudler. Absolutely.
They're doing it to get at us, but really, why aren't you letting your friend rest in peace?
Mm-hmm. You sure can, Pixie.
And I don't care who likes it or dislikes it. This is my channel. I can only do what I can do. I'm not here to appease all of you guys. You guys can do your own things, support your own things.
Let me speed
and
her
equally
up.
neither way. Equally,
and I made a mistake.
We're not here to satisfy your needs of what you think other people should do. I don't know why you don't just own it, or you didn't come up onto your panel and just say, I know I said that I didn't want to get involved with families, and I know that I said that I don't mess with racists, but hey, he was up there, and I just thought, what the hell? I
Right.
actually have more respect.
Yes,
For that.
Irish.
I would too.
Yes.
Just say that. Say I wanted to talk to the man, and he happened to be on someone's panel that has really effed up
Yeah.
ideas
It's super simple, but nonsense can't even do that.
of people of color. Just say it.
With heels too, at first I was like, yeah, no, that's bullshit. I had a conversation with her. Me and her actually had a full-on conversation,
let
and
me
I'm so
slow her
grateful I did.
down.
It's one of the biggest lessons I learned on here. Was she was very stuck in an old school mentality 10 years previous. But over the time, there had been things that had changed for her. And she had woken up to certain things. And me and her were able to have that conversation because I didn't understand it.
Yeah, I didn't hear it when she went live several times. And I'm not trying to talk.
No, and that's unfortunate because Heels, I don't know if it was her pride or what, but when she would go live, she would kind of stand on what she felt, 10 years ago. But and that's why I say, like, was it pride? I don't know, because in private, she did explain to some that, there were things that happened that changed her point of view, as in recently. So I don't know.
Ill of this lady. I really am not somebody that's transitioned. I try not to do that. But
Nonsense brought Heels up as a deflection tactic. That's it. I mean, that's all anybody keeps bringing Heels up for, is to deflect from their own actions.
when she went live
Leave her
after all
be.
this came out, it was awful.
We reached out to her because I wanted to believe
Right,
that the
Sinner?
reason that she was being secretive and rebranding was because she'd had a change of heart, and her attitude was just up yours. And I would like to stress to nonsense and not.
No, I don't think she woke up to anything. I think there were certain things that she viewed differently, but then there were still some things from 10 years ago. It is what it is. It's how she felt.
Nonsense has built this platform on, the way the victims' families are treated, the way that victims are treated like pieces of meat. You are defending a woman who went through Trayvon Martin's mother's Facebook entries to try and find details on the family, who talked about his honking nose, who had some terrible memes that she posted on Twitter, which again was the second time that her account was shut down.
We didn't even show them all.
I didn't know. I didn't want to. I just wanted to show enough. And
Right.
also, when she got into a big dispute with Sean King, who was a black activist, and she wanted to say that he was a fraud, and he was in fact lying, because the father on his birth certificate was a white man, and his mother had to come out and admit that he was the product of an affair, which was desperately upsetting to all the members of that family, regardless of what you think of Sean King as an individual activist. You devastated that family. You went on Breitbart and were interviewed by Milo Yiannopoulos, who's another nutcase who's been manipulating Kanye West. So you're not talking about some delicate, innocent little flower here. Heels was in it up to her neck.
You're absolutely right, Deets. You're absolutely
politically
right.
motivated, and she was racially motivated. And
Racially
there was no
and
difference.
politically.
She
Yes.
didn't turn around and regret any of that, as far as I could see. In fact, I asked her specifically so that I didn't have any sort of that I wasn't sort of going after somebody who'd had a major rethink, because I do believe that people can change, and I do believe that there's rehabilitation and redemption, but that has to be seen. When there's no evidence of that, and you're creating this channel for yourself where you're holding yourself up as some sort of spotlight on people who behave terribly, when you know your own history, the hypocrisy of that is substantial.
I like what Ninja Orchid said. No one knew until Burnt Toast blurted it out on one of her lives while exposing Heels using Jerk's findings. Even Burnt Toast said Heels was lying and trying to manipulate sympathy by saying she was in hospice. We had no clue at the time that any of that was going on. We did reach out to her privately via email to ask her, is this, we came across this stuff. Is this still your
and I personally, let me say this, I personally don't think the Jerks or Soup and Pearl want to even speak about Heels anymore, because she is gone. But when people keep throwing her up as a deflection and saying things the way they are about, the people who called her out about things, that's when they feel like they need to respond. And I don't blame them for that. But yeah, just just leave Hills be. Stop using her as your deflection or your examples.
Thoughts. And we got a very strange response back. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was strange. Very strange.
It was essentially up yours and go for it.
Yeah.
You know, sort of,
And take me to court or talk to my lawyers.
Yes.
It was weird. It was like, ma'am, we're just, you know, this kind of fell on our lap, in our lap. I mean, everybody can turn it into whatever they want to. I do not know JLR.
It started off from the position of wanting to disprove it and seeing that JLR was involved in the news site that was tweeting about it and thinking, well, this is a pile of bullshit. And then somebody said, have you seen the blog? And I went and read all the blog, and I went through the Wave Machine and saw the Twitter posts, and I'm sorry, but there was no way I wasn't talking about it.
No, we were definitely going to talk about it.
And she didn't either, but she genuinely had a heart of gold for a lot of people. Did she make mistakes? Absolutely. Did she admit to some of those and that she went too far? Yes. But when somebody is put pressure on and people just target them and dox them and do all this shit, especially when she's on hospice, she got defensive. I can't blame her for that either. But the person I knew, didn't ever harm anybody around me and was willing to listen and be a part of the conversation. It didn't mean I supported her blog. It didn't mean I supported those things being in there. It meant I was willing to have a conversation and hear her out, and she was willing to hear me out. And I think we actually made some progress in that conversation. She didn't change because of me.
But where's your condemnation? Where's your condemnation of the blog? Here's the thing. You can condemn the blog and still love the person if you genuinely believe that there is some sort of change, or even because you're concerned about their fragile state. All of those are valid. Yeah. But you cannot negate the fact that she kept that blog online, every single bit of it, and paid to keep it online. So don't tell me that she wants to then decry and say that she's a different person, because there was no entry saying, I'm leaving this online because it's the reality of what I believed. I've since had a sort of come to Jesus moment. There was none of that. She kept it online because her ego enjoyed how significant it had been at times, and how she'd almost become a sort of, well, at one point she definitely wanted to become an Ann Coulter figure. She was involved in a lot of right-wing blogs, and she was on Breitbart, and she was interviewed by people even now who were very involved in the right-wing politics in the USA. And she was proud of that. And she wanted that all left online. Well, the thing is, if you're not willing to reject all those past beliefs, why should I believe that they've changed?
I like what Unsupervised says. You make a really good point here. Burnt toast, drug heals for filth. Rightfully so.
You'd right about that, Deets. For someone who doesn't do behind the scenes, she sure is talking to a lot of people behind the scenes. Yeah, do you remember when we found out that she talked to Chris Proudfoot behind the scenes?
Why isn't she blaming Toasty? Oh, I know why. I do
because
too.
Nonsense only has specific people that she's willing to drag. This has been our argument from day one. This is why I find her a hypocrite.
I found her a hypocrite a long time ago.
You're right, Curious, and there were a lot of lies and a lot of things. I'm not saying what Hills did was right with her blogs. You know what I'm saying? But there were a lot of things spun and twisted to create a narrative. And until she died, she was waiting for that one person. I'm not going to put it out here. She was waiting for that one person to hold Burnt Toast responsible for the lie that she put out. Period.
And that's another example of how hypocritical she is.
We're able to be had because we were both open to talking about it and understanding that we both came from a different world, that those are very common things. So
racism is common. I hate to break this to you, white woman. I hate to break this to you. Racism is common everywhere.
Everywhere.
And the more that it is tolerated and not faced up to, the more it grows. The only reason that it gets any pushback is because people are willing, both black and white and brown, to stand up against it. You two white women talking together about your experience and your values now is a whole hill of nothing.
I'm not gonna go into that just because, but when Burnt Toast did her live pertaining to Hills, she lied. She straight up lied about things. And Hills was waiting for somebody that told her, you know, when the time's right, I'll go live and I'll correct her. I'll fix it, basically. Guess what? It was never fixed. And there's no point in fixing it now. She's gone. We don't need to bring that back up. But I'm just saying, the point is people are using her as a way to escape their own bullshit, using her as a way to deflect, and some of those same people are the ones responsible for not correcting a lie that she was waiting on to be corrected.
Thank you, Pearl.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Let me pass you
My
the
God.
tissues to mop up your white women tears.
For real. And then
Because these, I mean, it's that's up to you. That's up to you, Deetsy. If you want to, you can. It's being brought up, but like I said, deflection. Like Nonsense was called out for being on Clue's panel. Yes, they did, Curious. Yes, they did. Nonsense brought up Hills to defend herself, I guess, about her being on Clue's panel. And it's like, it's not, but this isn't the first time she's been brought up in the past couple of days. There's been a couple of people bringing her up. Queen brought her up. Clue brought her up. Nonsense has brought her up. And it's like, stop.
saying, well, let me let it play. This really gets weird.
To the states who have had. So there's that.
She's very uncomfortable.
Over it. I'm over these people thinking that I get it all day long. Don't do this. Don't say that. Do this. Don't do that. Why are you there? Why are you here?
You do it to everyone else.
Yes, you do. And I really don't think you get it like that. I think you got pushback because you were on Clues, rightfully so. If I was a subscriber of yours and had respect for you and I saw you over there,
that's
my God.
Yes. Just Jake. Nonsense using Hills as an example of why Nonsense can now respect Clue is gross. No comparison. Nonsense should just say, I'm willing to overlook anything to join a panel with a victim's parent. Abso-fucking-lutely. Oh, shit. Nonsense's cape has entered the chat. There is no tragedy off limits. I cannot.
Oh God, you'd get pushback from me.
Heels didn't need to be part of this conversation.
At
those
all.
of you saying, don't bring her up and let her rest, we're not bringing her up. Other people bring her up and then use her as a means to attack us or to defend themselves. I am not willing to allow other people to drag this subject up and remain silent for their convenience.
That's right.
They bring it up,
happen.
I reply. It is not a problem for me to shut up about it, but don't think.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you. You sound perfect.
Okay, I have one earbud I can't find. I sleep in my earbuds, and so I've lost one.
Oh my God. Mom does the same thing. She
I would
loses
just-
them constantly.
And AirPods like let you know when one's dying, so like it keeps telling me that the one I've lost in my sleep is dying.
Uh-oh.
I know, I'm down to one. Okay. I don't know why, like I haven't watched anything in over a month. Well over a month since before I went on vacation. I don't know why Heels is being brought up. But a lot of people, a lot of my close friends on here know how close Heels and I got. And know how much we talk, and I have proof of all of this. And I'm just confused as to why someone is trying to use this to justify realigning themselves with a known racist, like a proud racist.
Right. Same. I don't get it.
But the lie that Joneson is talking about with burnt toast isn't about the racism necessarily. And I don't know why it was such a point of contention for Heels, but it was. And if you knew Heels, you knew like they're just points that she would focus on. And like need that corrected. Like the misinformation needed that misinformation corrected for whatever reason. I don't think correcting it would have changed the way people felt at the time, but it was just something that she needed to be done. And she was promised it would be done once the lawsuit was over, because then the bee's need for burnt toast wouldn't be there anymore. So she was waiting on a never-ending lawsuit, and it never happened. But the lie is that burnt toast, basically the way that burnt toast said, you told Heels to lie about things, lie about her voice, say it wasn't her. Um, that part was true. It was kind of taken out of context. That part was true. But this whole like Heels was crying and wailing and acting a fool and all this stuff, that wasn't true. And she thought for sure that Queen Bee had recorded the StreamYard that the three of them were on, and she wanted that. And then, the bee kept telling her, no, no, I didn't record it. I didn't record it. I don't know if she did or not. But there was some other mistruths in there. I'd have to go back through my messages with Heels. That was the big one, was that crying and begging that Burnt Toast claims she didn't do. And the bee promised her that she would set the record straight on Burnt Toast, and that Burnt Toast lied about that. And there was something else. I'd have to re-rack my brain on what it was, but she would set the record straight once the lawsuit was over, but she wasn't going to do it a moment before that. And um, listen, I just think, and don't you dare try to deny it. I have 100% proof that this is what Heels said, and I actually have the receipts that you told her this as well. So it, and it, up until the end, when she realized that the bee was never going to do this, and she was, had left the hive and all that, then he realized that no, she's never going to come clean. She's never going to correct this misinformation. Again, do I think that this would have changed how people felt about Heels? No, but it
No.
was something that she really needed done for
It
herself.
bothered Heels.
Yeah.
And it's just like when we're bothered by something that's put out by, about us, no matter how minuscule it is, if it bothers us, it bothers us, and we want to go live about it and we want to correct it. Well, the thing was, she needed that backup. She needed the backup, the other person that was in that
The
conversation.
other person that heard everything. And there was, like I said, there was something else. I'd have to reread back through our text messages, but she needed that support, and she never got it.
Yeah. And that's unfortunate. And that's why it bugs me to hear these people bring her up.
No,
Because it's
none
like,
of this
leave
should
her
be like,
be.
why is she, yeah, why at all? Because you want to come and tell us that you had some private conversation with her, and that somehow justifies Heel's blog. Listen, I'm what you'll never see me do is white knight for Heel's blog. Not one damn bit. It was something 2 days before she passed. It was something we talked about frequently. The feelings, the case, the situations that she, took to Twitter, those sort of things. And not at my request. It was just something that she wanted people to understand from her point of view, but some of us were never going to understand it from her point of view, or didn't want to. Like, that's just
Right.
not how we feel. Like, I don't think that that's a good joke. I like, the whole saggy
Mhm.
pants. Like, okay, that might have been the time, but I don't think that's a good joke, and I don't think it's appropriate.
Right.
So you're not going to see me white knighting for those things, but I'm also not going to crucify her for it either. Um, but I'm not going to flip flop like this. This whole I remember how hard nonsense went on Clue, and now it's okay. Why? Like, what's going on that makes, being a part of her channel sufficient?
I don't know. And honestly, like, that's what Soup and Pearl are reviewing right now, is her reasoning as to why it was okay for her to flip flop like that, and not I don't know how to explain it, but it didn't explain anything. Everything you'll hear, like, if you stay in here, whether you're up here on panel or in the chat, you'll hear her explanation, and it will make 0 sense.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
you want me to keep playing it?
Yeah, go ahead. God, I've stepped away from all this, but I am curious just because Listen, I know how the jerks feel, and I know how a lot of people feel about heels. And I do get what they're saying that, this is who she was because she was proud of it. And they're right. She's very proud of her blog. She wouldn't edit one damn thing out of her blog. She stood 10 toes down on her blog. But that's not the woman I got to know in the last 2 years of her life. And that's why I'm not going to. I feel like Burl was saying how both things can be true. She's absolutely correct in that. And people can do things at different stages of their life that you don't necessarily agree with. Um, but the person I got to know, she wasn't. I do agree with nonsense on that. She wasn't a racist, a hateful woman, bigoted woman, but um it's obvious that at one point in her life there was something there just because of the blog. But I think this is such a awkward, tough, crazy situation, and there's no need. I can't see that there would be any reason whatsoever to bring heels into any of this
Yeah,
at all
I agree. I
at this point.
Oh, KCG, when did she go at Nunya? Lord. Mm-mm. Not our Funya Nunya.
Think that you're going to get away with talking like this, and I'm not going to push back.
Exactly. My sentiments exactly. Don't think for a second that you're going to bring this up, blame it on us, and we just sit here quietly. That will never happen. So just prepare yourselves. If you want to leave this alone and let your friend, as you call her, rest in peace, then let her rest in peace. Because we ain't over here
Yeah.
talking about her. You sure are.
Mm-hmm.
Again, let's be honest, you're not hearing her. I was supporting the conversation because a victim's father was on panel. That had nothing to do with the conversation. It wasn't supporting Clue. It was supporting.
Okay. Yeah. Let's be honest says, yeah, I'm out. I will never support anyone that supports racist people. She's a member. And this was Nonsense's response.
Chris and what had just happened. That's what it was there for. I went up there. We talked about fishing. And again, I have respect for her that she even offered that olive branch to me to go up there. To me,
you have respect for Clue because she offered you an olive branch, or she just let you hop on a link. That's not what you want, an olive branch from Clue. I'm very confused. You have respect for her because she offered you an olive branch. No, she just said, here's a link. Come up here and talk to him if you want.
Mm-hmm.
Stop.
we can all have different things, but I'm over the days of cutting off. Now, some people, yeah, some people for sure. But these people that sit up there and condemn her, I've watched go in and support some of the other ones that I think are the biggest racists on this app. But again, we all have.
Oh, here we go. You don't even know what you're talking about. The ones that condemn her are the ones that I watch go in and support the biggest racist on this app.
Who's she talking about?
I fucking love when Soup mocks her.
I love that voice. It's awesome. But I'm so lost. Who's she talking about?
I don't know
Put
because
a damn
it's always
name on it. Put
the
a name
they,
on
the
it.
them.
I thought she said stuff with her whole chest and always put a name on it. Who's she talking about?
I don't know. I think she's talking about us, maybe me. We were.
You're not a racist.
No, but we were the loudest about it, right? And about that and the bigotry. And so
listen, but it is black and white with Clue. You saw the words Clue wrote in those chat. You heard the clips of the things she said, and then fast forward to when this little sector discovered it and called it out, and she came live and she said, "Yeah, so and I'll say it again." That's black and white. There's no like, ooh, I interpret these words this way or this blog this way, and the person claiming, she's not right. Like, there's no misinterpretation here. It was black and white. Like, and I'm not even making color reference. Like, it was just, it was, as clear as can be that she is what she is and she's proud of it.
But that's why Nonsense respects her, because she is her authentic self. She doesn't change for anybody. She stands and owns up on, how she feels. That's not good. That's not a good thing in this situation.
Okay, yeah, I'm
But
glad that you respect a proud racist. Okay.
let me tell you though, Deets, why I think she's talking about not that we're racist, but that we support racists. Okay. Let me
Ew.
tell you why I think she's talking about us, because she brings up locale.
Okay.
Okay. I think it's right here she brings up locale. Let's see.
I think are the biggest racists on this app. But again, we all have.
Oh, here we go. You don't even know what you're talking about. The ones that condemn her are the ones that I watch go in and support the biggest racist on this app. Who? Put a name on it. Put a
Yes,
name
There is
on it.
not
put
a
a name.
single person.
I cannot.
This is a red line for me. There is not a single person on this app who if I discover that they're racist, that I have anything to do with. I have spent too much time
Right.
out in the cold fighting for this, but there's no way I'm just now that I sit in the warm and I'm going to go, wasn't that important, wasn't significant. So they're a bit racist, just look the other way. No.
Let me pin that message. Hold on. Eliza has a video. I'm going to pin that for anybody that wants to go watch it. Okay.
Okay.
For different perceptions, and I'm not here to please everybody. I'm sorry to see you go, but I think you know better than what you're saying. Again, you can be upset and mad. It is what it is.
Wow.
I've enjoyed you being here and completely stand on that. I'm not expecting you to lower your morals or your standards or anything of that nature.
Look, here's the thing. I get this whole thing. You can't please everybody all the time. Matter of fact, that is impossible.
No, you can't.
But this is something
I agree with that.
serious, okay? People are telling you, look, I'm out. I don't support people that support racists. They're not telling you that they're out because, I don't know, you said something stupid or you like someone they don't like. Well, in this case, yeah, but that the person they don't like, they have good reason not to.
And you know what, maniacs, that is a huge problem with YouTube, is they don't like people who are consistent. They don't like people who, you might call this person out that you consider a bad person, right? And then your friend ends up doing the same thing. They don't like people who are willing to call their own friends out, their own circle out for stuff. They won't flip-floppers.
None
They
of us like to call our friends out, though. Like, I
Oh,
mean,
hell no.
if you're truly friends with them, it's not something you enjoy.
Right. It's just, but consistency is not popular on here. If you keep the same energy across the board, you're the bad person. And that just, it's a very upside down world we live in
Mhm.
over here on YouTube. The Ganunya says, it's been very surprising to me to see her never be able to say I was wrong, and this is what I was thinking in that moment. I messed up or I made a choice. I get people won't agree, but I did it. You ain't gonna hear that.
Mhm.
Forget where I was going.
And again, that's not what the comment or the conversation was about. No, Brooke, that's not what I said. I never excused it. Did you listen to the full thing that I said? She didn't make excuses. She was asking me what I saw in there that was problematic. And from my limited experience, again, as a white person, I could only say XYZ things that were from my experience. Me and her were able to have a conversation about her viewpoints on certain things that didn't change and some that had. Again, that's what we had a
None of
conversation
her
about. I was
view.
willing to have a conversation.
Then I'm curious if this conversation even took place, for one, and two, none of her viewpoints had changed. None of them.
Mm-mm.
Which is why it's very frustrating when you are using a person like this who is no longer around to
Validate
combat
you.
what you're yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's wrong.
To validate your moves.
Mhm.
No, it's just, it's gross.
I did not and will not sit here and say that she changed because of me or anything like that. I needed to understand.
Oh God, don't.
What the fuck? What? Changed because of you? Who?
Yeah, let's
Okay,
rewind that.
I just kind of rolled my eyes that someone changed their name as Nonsense Escape in the chat. Whatever.
It's
Y'all are
fucking
trolling the fuck out of
hilarious.
each other. It's funny, but then I heard that and I'm like,
She needs her
no,
cake,
no,
girl.
I
Again,
talk to heels for hours a day.
Yeah,
And
you
Jonesy
did.
knows this.
Yeah,
Jonesy and
you
Nanya
did.
know this. Like I have shown them, I've shown others like how much we chit chatted. Not one fucking time did she mention the name nonsense. But here she's saying, I'm not saying she changed because of me. What? What?
But listen, we've talked about this, Deets. It's the hero complex. Like it's a legit thing with her. There's a problem here. Let's listen to it again though, because Soup's reaction is everything.
Oh my God.
That's what we had a conversation about. I was willing to have a conversation. I did not and will not sit here and say that she changed because of me or anything like that. I needed to understand.
Oh God, don't.
Yeah, don't even fucking bring it up. I'm with Soup. She's like, I did not, or I am not, and will not say she changed because of me. Like those words shouldn't even have came out of your mouth. One, she didn't change. Fuck, you can talk to Willow. It is what it is. And those are just some of the things that you had to overlook if you wanted to continue a relationship. It is what it is. But don't come out here now, 2 years later, trying to act like you're some fucking savior or something. What the heck?
It's insane. But again, maybe that's what it is. Maybe we should change it from hero to savior complex. But that's exactly what it is.
Really, that's what I'm saying. Now, I know you and her didn't talk on the phone or anything, but I know you guys had texts or emails and stuff back and forth. Never once heard her mention nonsense. Not one damn time.
Well, that's what Ellie said. I never knew Nonsense and the Hills had a relationship.
I know. So crazy.
I am above all of you.
Listen, chit-chatting with someone once or having and I guarantee she did, if she did have a phone call with Heels, and if it was like because I know that there was a couple other people that called Heels and just wanted to try to understand what the heck was going on, and you know, I guarantee it was a long combo. If anybody's ever talked with Heels, you can't. If you have a phone call with Heels, it is minimum 3 hours. It's a minimum 3 hour phone conversation.
Willow even says that.
Yeah, I think our longest phone call was 12 and a half hours. Like you can't get Heels off the phone when she's on there, and it's fine. It was interesting, and I know some people are gonna be upset about that, but it is. But so if she did have a phone call, she did say, "Hey, I want to reach out to you. I want to try to understand this." I bet it was a long phone conversation, but that doesn't mean that you had a relationship with her if you had one phone conversation with her. And you sure as hell did not change her mind on shit. She probably left that conversation rolling her eyes and calling some of her closest friends and talking mad crap about it.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And
Oh my
oh my
goodness.
God, her reaction was everything.
She was touched by the holy nonsense.
Holy nonsense. Oh, we need to make that a hashtag. Oh my God. The fact that even went through your little mind.
Yes.
What she was talking about. But again, it's not up for me. I'm a white person. That's not. Did you have a conversation with her, Brooke?
Right.
Ever?
Right, Pixie. She's playing in our faces.
She is.
No, they can come at me.
She is, Pixie. She's playing in our faces.
This is what they do. Like, I go find somebody that doesn't do the shit, and chances are they hang out with other racists, like in the low-cow community. They probably do that too. Like, stop having expectations for me to not be human and just be willing to have conversations.
Again.
Oh, the Tiffany of it all.
Right.
Do you know what makes me laugh about this situation is this is a woman who's always going on about what she stands on and her beliefs and the right thing and making a difference. And then she said, "You have too high expectations of me." Well, which is it? Pick one. Are you going to tell us what you stand for all the time and how significant that is and your massive integrity, and then turn around and say, "Oh, you expect too much of me"? Which is it?
Is she the savior who changed Teal's mind and got her to see the light towards racism? Or are we just expecting way too much of her? Like, listen, you hang out with gutter trash too, so you're just as bad. Which is it?
Which one? Which is it, girl?
Oh,
Choose the mask.
You
That
can't have
sounds
it
like a
both
Tiffany
ways.
Marie quote.
It's absolutely a Tiffany Marie.
No, you're good, KCG. Hey,
When
Leon.
she got caught for the check, that her comeback was, "You expect too much of me."
Conversations and figure things out. We're all humans. We all make mistakes. We all just get through life the best way we can. Up to good. There you go. That's
Did I miss it? Did she just say the locale part?
Yeah, she just said that it was very short. It was just like,
It was just a tiny mention.
yeah, you
But
can't judge, and then they go and hang out with I don't know. Listen, she probably talking about us with
that's
the
what I'm
locale
saying.
shit. But your girl Granny that you white knight for on the daily, she's over there
All the time.
all the time with
Every
one of the
day.
creepiest locales who says some of the raunchiest, nastiest shit
You talking
on
about
the set.
Jaffe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm with Remy. It's trashy on purpose. It's a guilty pleasure. It's like watching the Real Housewives of Atlanta or in New York or any of that. Like it's a YouTube reality TV series. They plan most of their shit out, and it's all scripted drama BS that they go on and on and on about. Like
Well,
it's completely different. It's not the same comparison.
it's also, of course, there are racists amongst us everywhere. Everywhere. In any group, any community, it's going to
Well,
happen.
there's
But
I think there's a big problem that a lot of us white people and all colored people have is understanding the difference between racism,
in
ignorance, and
ignorance.
bigotry. Yes,
Yeah.
there's a big difference between these things, and um I don't think a lot of people get it. And
But
they're quick to call any of those, like racism becomes the blanket statement of calling someone, "Oh, you're a racist." When
yeah,
no,
and
there's
it
not.
takes away from the real racism that's out there. The same thing as
Mhm.
calling everybody a pedophile or,
Yeah.
a predator. It takes away from the real pedophiles that are out there being watched. And
Yeah.
I just listen. The locale is trashy as fuck, but that's one of the things they don't allow is racism. They don't allow that in the Discord. They don't allow that on their YouTube channels. If you come in there saying something racist, you're automatically permabanned. You're
What
done.
I find funny is so many, like, I turn it on every now and then, like a reality TV show. You don't have to watch all of it to
Mhm.
get it, or and here lately it's been very hella boring, and
It
so
has. It
I
has
haven't.
been. I
But
haven't even really been listening as much this week.
the ones hating on it, man, they watch all of it and watch it like a hawk. That's the comical
Dude,
part. Like,
did you
you're the
see?
one
You
investing all
probably
that
didn't.
time into it.
I
You need to chill.
downloaded I downloaded the extension deets where I can check comments
Oh
on it.
no.
Oh, Granny is all over. She is
That's the
all
funny
over the
part.
place.
That's the funny part. Like those that like, okay, I'll turn it on every now and then for some comedy or something, and then if it's something I don't like, shut it off because again, to me it's like a reality TV show. But the ones who talk bad shit about it, they're all up in it. They know all the things about it. Like,
They know it
there's
all, girl.
girl, you guys need to take some time off of it. It ain't that serious.
It ain't that serious.
But I wish. Yes. Yes.
Yes, he does watch.
I'm there to participate in conversations. I'm not there to like have these in-depth, oh, I have to like or dislike everything about people as people. I'm there too.
But if you come to the Soups channel, you're blocked right away.
Yep.
I want y'all to keep that in mind. You come over here, Islanders, block them. They're not welcome here. They aren't a part of what's going on here. They never were. They never will.
She never knew you. She's never talked to you. She's never
Where
liked you.
who are these Islanders? You know what? You need to stop saying the Islanders and just say revival. Like, it's not the Islanders. We all know what it is. It's revival. Like, just say, like, gosh. The thing is, when you
Uh,
listen to nonsense, you think that you believe her bullshit. She's like, I always put a name on it. I always call it out. I always do this. And then you
when?
start to really listen and you're like, no, you
Where?
don't.
Where's
So
that
all
happening?
these islanders who don't want you to talk about a situation, but then you go ahead and talk about a situation. It's really just Revival who went and got the dirt for you. And now you're gonna stand and talk shit on what Revival told you. So just put the name on it, girlfriend. Put the name on it.
Oh, it's insane.
Not today, not tomorrow. But if you go over to clues, you're good.
Yeah.
Makes sense? Yeah.
Soup, you're just a worse person than Clue, okay?
No, I don't think so.
Brooke, I wish you would have been able to have a conversation with her, because again, just from like her willingness to
Wait,
ask,
yeah,
like answer
pause.
things for me.
Yeah, look.
So we got Nanya saying the broad hasn't wanted to build a bridge since day one on this app, but the situation happened. She's like, oh, it's for the greater good. Oh, Clue offered me an olive branch because you caused a whole shitstorm uproar when Nanya wanted to do the same thing. And she wasn't even offering an olive branch. She was offering some fucking understanding to a
Some
human being.
sympathy. Yeah,
And you were
empathy.
like, ah, bitch, no, cut you off. Like,
Fuck you and you wanting your receipts, bitch. Fuck that.
yeah. How dare you ask for proof? I like to come up here with vague shit like, oh my God, their ad was in a general location of my general location. That means they're stalking me, and that's your proof. And somebody goes and asks for real receipts and you get pissed at them about it. Yeah, no, that makes this whole like, Clue offered me an olive branch. She
Well,
offered you a link, idiot. What are you talking about? I should shut my
the
mouth. I don't
problem
even
is
follow this shit.
Nunya was Nonsense's friend. She should have just believed and took her word for anything. I can promise you right now, there's not one time I can go to Nunya about something and she say, "Let me see, let me see, show me, show me what you're saying, show me what you're upset about."
And you know what? It's easy to do
It is
when it
just
is,
send it over.
it's just like, oh, here it is. This is what happened. Here's the receipt.
Yeah, if it really
Oh.
happened that way, you have no problem giving receipts. But that's the whole reason Nunya was wrote off, because she gave empathy to somebody who supposedly went through a traumatic situation, right? It's not up to Nunya to know whether it really happened or if it was true or
And
not.
listen, when you parse people's words, I watched all those things where you broke down like, oh, she said this on this date and this on this date and that on that date. Okay, parsing her words and tiny portions of it changed. Yes, that's a normal human thing to do when you're retelling a story or adding in extra details. As you're finding out, because you support Chris Pradpa, it's obvious. So you got to stand on this one nonsense because of what you've said in the coverage of this case. Things change. People's memories change. People add more to it. They tell it slightly different. That is a completely normal human thing. But when you sit down and you break it down and parse out their words and go bit by bit, you can make them look like a liar. If the general story is still the same, which hers was, it's not a lie. Just because it's been retold and this is kind of here and that's kind of there, you got to have definitive proof before you claim that someone wasn't essayed. And you didn't have definitive proof. You parsing her
Yeah.
words that way was not definitive proof. This whole like confirmation, that's what she calls it. Like the confirmation you get, it isn't confirmation. You're a
No.
joke. It's not.
And look, Donna's comment is everything. Clue knew it wouldn't much to get Nonsense on her side. Dangling a link to send her viewers over to Nonsense, and all those racist rants are forgotten. Embarrassing. You are absolutely
Oh,
right.
yeah. All you have to do is dangle some people, some more viewers and watchers. Listen, Nonsense does a live dragging Jones in for filth. She knows that, oh, you're instantly going to have a huge portion of the OG hive there because
Yep.
they hate Jones and they hate Deeds, they hate Nanya. And that's going to bring in those people to view. She did. We watched her do it with Brittany J. You bring in, like, you attack these people, you're going to bring in their hate viewers.
Yep.
And she's willing to throw her own
morals to the side.
I don't even want to put morals, her own convictions. She's willing to, cast those to the swine just to get those people in there. It's obvious. It's very transparent, especially when you are taking a olive branch from the likes of Cluminati after all the shit you said about her. Okay. All right, we see through you.
We
And by
see
we,
you.
let me put a name on this. By we, I mean everybody collectively. Come on.
Oh my God. And Maniac said, I just hope the clip channels are ready when they start eating each other. Girl.
Oh, girl.
Listen, it is embarrassing how all of them just yesterday and the day before are going live and talking shit on each other and then joining each other's panels hours later and running it backwards.
Wait, what? They're talking shit about.
They're talking shit. Like, I'll use an example. Okay, let me think. Hold on, because they've been doing a lot of shit talking. Granny talked shit because she was upset that Queen and Barbecue went live to tell everybody how the Rico, the whatever, the what's it called?
Injunction.
Yeah, was dropped.
Okay.
And Granny was upset because she felt like, Barbecue don't even go here. And
Don't even go here.
I kind of agree. She don't. This is not her hub, And Granny has that time slot. It is what it is.
Oh God,
And
not time slots again.
yeah, girl, she was upset, and she says some things.
I can
but
understand
then-
being upset about that. Okay, I'll
But
give
then
Granny
Queen went live and addressed it, and Granny goes on her panel. Well, I don't know why you thought I was talking bad about you, because you were. Stop backtracking. Stop backpedaling. But
Listen,
they all do it. Clue did it too. Clue took jabs at Queen yesterday too. Queen goes live, addresses her along with Granny. Here comes Clue. Well, I don't understand. Y'all have no spines. If
I
you
don't
say
even
it,
want to
stand
see
on
it.
it.
I honestly don't. I'm only here to support Jones, and I told her and Danielle last night, like, I don't even care to watch them all eat each other. Like, I find none of it interesting. It's all boring. It's all transparent as fuck. This at night media company is a troll of the worst kind. It's disgusting what they're doing. But the more that you feed into them, the more they're gonna
Oh
play back.
yeah.
That's what he wants. That's what he's striving
Well,
for, and it builds him. Like we were talking last night. Look at Betty. Last year, before Sebastian went missing, she was sitting at like what 21,000 subscribers, and now
yeah.
she's over 30K. Like obviously, calling people out and doing this shit doesn't change anything. I think of my JLR video that everybody likes. When I made that, he was under 50K. Now he's well over 100K. I got people
Yeah.
commenting on there daily. And, a lot of times it's people saying, oh, I never knew he's disgusting. But then several times it's like, well, this isn't who he is today. He's such a great man, blah, blah, blah. Like people don't care. That kind of stuff. It just, then bad attention is still attention, and it still builds up their channels and brings in the views and
Oh,
the
it
clicks.
does.
It just
Yeah,
does.
because when Sebastian Rogers first hit, Clue had like, I think 7, maybe 6,000. No, she was less than me. I'm at 7. So she was at 5 or 6,000. She's up towards like 20 now, maybe a little above. So I mean, people like a shit show, right? They like the Jerry Springer side of YouTube.
Yep.
This side of YouTube that we're on is not popular.
I'm not
If you
on any
stand for
side of
something,
YouTube. I don't like any of it.
if you stand for something and you stand on your morals and you stand 12 toes down on your convictions, you are not in the popular cool group. And that's okay. But I think some people struggle with not being a part of the cool group. People like Nonsense, who will bend their morals and not care, and just just to get that hype.
Let me clarify for Joneson, it's not anybody else's morals. Like I know I don't know if they still do. I don't know if she still does, so don't come for me, Laura. But I know Laura used to, claim that like, oh, why do I have to follow your moral compass? And I agree with her. Nobody has to follow Jones's moral compass
Everybody's
or
is
mine
different.
or Nanny Sharon's or Maniacs. Like, I get that. Everybody has their own moral compass. This is like you're not even standing on your own. The one that you
Right.
proclaimed to be that
Yep.
this was your north, this is what you stood for. These were your convictions. Like you're not even standing on your own shit.
No,
Nobody
you
else is.
flopped on
Your
them.
own. Your
Yeah,
own.
you flopped on it. That plain and
Yeah.
simple. And you're right, Ellie. It's to go along to get along. Absolutely.
I don't
That's
think it's the
exactly what
go.
it is.
I think it's the go along to gain along. Like,
Yeah.
everybody else is building. I want to build too. That's kind of where what it feels like.
All right, let's go.
It was interesting because she didn't make excuses to me, but it definitely reminded me of my like people in Montana that I grew up with. And I was like, oh, okay. Like it was really interesting to see that perspective. But I also, I'm not, it's not for me to say ultimately like who she was. She at the end of the day, she's a stranger on the
You are
internet.
saying
So
you are saying who she
You
was.
are though.
What you're saying is you don't want to judge that part of her that was difficult for you to talk about. Interestingly enough, when you say that
And
she
yes,
answered
Pearl.
questions for you,
Yeah.
I agree
I
with Pearl. And I'm going to say that about myself, and I'm going to stand on it. I did not want to judge that part of her that is hard to talk about. And it's
Yeah.
okay to admit that. But when you're pretending like that's not what it is, that's when it's bad.
Yeah. And it's really when your true character reveals itself.
know two people who also were friendly with heels, who spoke to her directly. One who I'm very close to, one who
Yeah.
I'm not so close to, but interestingly enough, has a biracial family as a result of having a black partner. And they never did get the answers from her. Sort of,
No.
did she have any change in views or anything like that? She was very defensive and shut them down. So it's interesting that you managed to have a very friendly white woman conversation about it all.
True
Not
Irish.
surprising, though.
Exactly. That's what I was saying when I
Super.
heard you playing this. I'm like, what is nonsense talking about? Like, and I know who I'll put in it. She's talking about chasing there in the last one. Like, no, none of us ever got a change out of heels. That's why I say she stood on it until the very end. And I think if she were alive today, she'd be up here saying, like, that's not what I said to you. Like, I stood on that. I will continue to stand on my blog. So this whole like, I'm not saying I was the savior and I caused her to have a change of heart or anything, but like,
But
no, you didn't. You didn't.
the understanding of how her blogs affected people or how people may have felt about them, that came later. You know what I'm saying? Like back then in that
To a
time.
degree, she's, like I'll just give you an example. So like a lot of my issues, I could break down her blog and nitpick her blog apart to her, and she could explain it away with this event or that event. And me not being there at the time, I got to give it to her because I wasn't there, so I don't know. But then, like, if I would throw something up at her, like for me, it was the memes that she posted on her Twitter. I
Mhm.
struggled, like, and that's what we would talk about a lot is like, how could you post that and think it was funny? And she would feign ignorance, like, well, that's what everybody's posting. How is it not funny? And I'm sorry, I just don't feel like she understood that it was bad. Or maybe she did and she just didn't want to admit it. But that she
I
never
don't think
came
she
out.
understood it was
She was
bad.
no, but she would come and say, like, I'm sorry that my posting that had a negative impact on
Yes,
you.
that's
I would never
exactly what I
intend to
mean,
do
Beans.
that. But that's not
Yeah.
ownership of the situation. That's just saying, like, ooh, sorry you took offense to my thing.
Yeah,
So
no, she stood on her shit, but she did try to understand. She tried to understand. I feel like when I talked to her, I felt like she was trying to understand where people were upset, but she just couldn't get it. She just didn't get it,
mhm.
so
And Bama, the reason people do that is because that person's not here to retort it. That's the only reason they do it.
Oh, she did be Fergs. She moonwalked. She Michael Jackson the fuck out of her statements. Yeah, from yesterday. Oh shit. Okay.
I don't know what she
But
did.
just when because she said that basically Barbie Queen felt like because Granny said barbecue bought her position on that panel, on Queen's panel. And
Oh,
It hurt Queen's feelings because she felt like Granny was saying she could be bought. And Granny was like, no, that's not what I meant. Yes, it is what you meant. You said what you meant. Stand on it, girl. She did buy her position.
what else would it mean if you say someone bought their position?
Hello.
Oh, I don't know how y'all have the headspace for this place.
Oh my God. And I went live yesterday and I agreed. I was like, there's a lot of people, taking sneak disses and everything. I said, except Granny. Granny didn't sneak diss. Granny just up and said what she was feeling. I gave her credit for that. And not even 2 hours later,
She's
she's
walking it back.
walking it back. I'm sorry. That's not what I mean.
Listen, you can't speak on it. Like anything you say, they're gonna, oh shit, Johnson thinks that okay, I gotta reel it in, reel it in.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
gotta be quiet and just watch it if you want to see it go down.
at some point, if you feel what you feel, you got to not give a fuck how other people are treating about it, But I
Well,
think that's what
because
happens.
as the cape would say, this is just an app. Once you turn it off, right?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
just be
It's
true to
over
who you
once you
are.
cut it off. Bullshit.
Gosh.
Y'all got it wrong. Nonsense is building bridges.
Oh, did it?
Right, generally.
Yes.
Oh, but then I was crucified for trying to build a bridge by this person with Dolly. So fuck you. Fuck you, nonsense. Fuck.
Nonsense tried to crucify
Yeah,
that
one
too?
day I went into it was after me and Dolly, tried to build a bridge. It worked for a little while, but it was when he started covering Madeline Soto is when I kind of cut him off. I was just like, no, I can't support this.
Yeah.
And I had went into Nonsense's chat when she was covering Dolly, and she came for me about supporting him. And it's like, excuse me, bitch. At least he hadn't said no ignorant shit like let's raise money to send black people back to Africa.
Right.
Right.
Listen, the problem, Joneson, is that Dolly didn't offer you a link. Apparently, the link is the all-knowing olive branch around here, and that would have told people that, oh shit, there's an olive branch, and it would have been okay.
Well,
So that's really yours and Dolly's fault. It's not Nonsense's.
listen, I gave him that chance until I felt like I couldn't support. Like he showed that he didn't change. And I just cut it off. I didn't start covering them again. I just nipped it in the bud. Like, it is what it is. I just can't support this, right? But yeah, how are you to hold me accountable like that? And you're over here hanging out with the bitch that says the shit she says and calls people the F word in a hateful, I don't feel like there's any way to say that word, but in a hateful way in 2025. I know used to the F word was called to people jokingly. Back in my high school days, people use that word all the time. Just, like, if you were just talking shit to somebody, you'd say, oh, you F or whatever, or you're being an F or whatever. But in 2025, no, it's just hateful. There's no way around it.
Yeah.
And for somebody who was up in arms and wanted, and see, here's another thing. She was up in arms about being insinuated that she looked like a man. Okay. She was up in arms about the transgender bashing.
No, she wasn't, Joneson. Her Islanders were. She thought it was funny. The Islanders were pissed and wanted her to retaliate about that. She thought it was funny. She's like, I don't care what you think I look like. Like, I don't care. My husband's happy, which is the stance I would have taken too. Absolutely. Like,
Yeah,
I
but
don't
she was
believe that she
condemning
finds
Brittany
her.
for allowing him up there to even say all that shit.
Mhm. Yeah,
But
and then
yet
it
you're
got
still
worse. But
on the panel with a woman that calls people derogatory names like faggot. Like, are you for fucking real, bro? Are you for real?
well, that's what I said. It's not even anybody else's convictions or compass. It's hers.
Oh, shit drives me insane. And there was something else. I'll think of it. Let me let this play and I'll think of it. But there's something else that is kind of like flip flopped with her. And I just had it on my brain and it's gone. So I'll think of it.
There's been a lot of bridges built over the bodies of brown and black people.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Mm,
But
oof.
it's cool, guys, because I spoke to her. Okay. She was a good woman. She helped me out with my channel. I hear that so much. Heels help me. Okay, I'm going to take it off her. They keep bringing her up. I'm not going to do it.
Was it as genuine as I figured it could be? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, like, if people are hurt and offended by that stuff, I can understand, completely understand, because that has
Ooh.
no, racism has no place in 2025. Homophobia, no place. Transphobia, no place.
You don't say. What about 2024?
Yeah, it didn't have any place there either. Pretty sure 2023, 2022.
2022?
I don't think it had place
Ever.
anywhere ever.
Stupid bitch.
There was
And
a
yet,
Whitney.
you're over at Blues.
Over at Clues. But it has no place, Pearl, in 2025 when Clue stands on what she says.
Is
I
this right?
mean,
This is like reading British history.
is anybody I'm sorry, I'll hop down because I keep interrupting.
You're
But is anybody
fine.
shocked by this? The lengths that she went to with the Yep situation and got so much wrong pertaining to that because again, I think it was more of a channel build, more of a white knight type of thing. And you got so much of it wrong. And I didn't listen to her, but I heard a clip where she was continuing to give praise to Chasing on Chasing's coverage of it. And I do too. I love my friend's coverage of it.
Yeah, I'm
She
so
handled
grateful
it
for
in the
Jason
best
doing
way.
that. Mhm.
But did you miss the part nonsense where Chasing said they handled this the best way they could because no, it should not have been brought out because of how
Dang.
crazy this person was, how dangerous it was. You must have missed that part because I know you continued to rant afterwards.
Yeah, and that's it's like
But
there is no self-reflection. Like, I'm not saying give me an apology, but
but at least have
there
some
is an
empathy to
apology
realize that yeah, shit was going down
due.
and you know you were protecting the people who wanted protecting and handling it the way they wanted it handled because it was their situation more so than it was yours. But my point with bringing that up is the way he went so hard on the yep and the scammer and calling all of us scammers by proxy and all that shit. Yet you sit on a fucking panel of a person who scammed in the name of cancer. You
Mhm.
white knight and ride hard for someone who scammed in the name of cancer. You have no scruples. You need to get a different cape. It's again transparent as fuck to everyone.
Mhm. It is. Ellie, listen, I've blocked your ass on number 1 and 2 as well. Uh but it's because you were seeing things from a more neutral stance, and I heard I heard you on Queens and helping them to try to understand. I know you got, cussed out by Roro about it. And I can say me and you don't vibe
Did
anymore, but
she?
I can appreciate that. Yeah, she stood up for it and she
I
was
want
like,
to
they
hear
did the best they
that.
could.
I want to hear the dressing down. You're gonna have to play that for me later.
Oh my God. Roro got so upset with her and then went in the chat and said, fuck you, Ellie. Don't ever talk to me again. Uh,
That's great.
but anyways, all right.
History pre-World War II, where all these aristocrats had gone over to Germany and met Hitler, who was saying how nice he was, his beautiful manners, loved his dog, vegetarian. Sort of, let's ignore all the sort of the questionable politics and the fact that he wants to genocide the Jews. His China was beautiful. He made an excellent cup of tea.
Right.
That's exactly what
Yeah,
this is
exactly.
like.
Ellie,
Yeah, it is what it's like. Because, like, just because people have beautiful things around them or in their lives don't make them beautiful in their soul, you know?
Mhm.
You can be a terrible person and still have good things about you. I'm sure there were good things about Ted Bundy. If you listen to his first wife or the one he had the daughter with, like, she said very good things about him and his
Yeah.
character. But guess what? He was out here murdering
Well,
bitches on the side.
it goes back to what Pearl said probably only 2 minutes ago in the actual live, but it's been about 20 minutes here. But what she said about different experiences. And I can relate to that. I have an experience with a family member who cut him off out of my life, didn't speak to him at all, period, because of what was done. But then I have other family members who just think, that person is God's gift to this earth. They're
Per
savior. They've done all these
usual.
great things,
Mhm.
and neither one of us are wrong because
Right.
their experiences with that individual are completely different than mine. So both can be true. Like I can think of someone as a horrible, disgusting person, and somebody else come along and think of them as a great person. It's because we have different because we're humans. We are
Different
on this app. We're
experiences.
not just,
Yeah.
it's not just, one or two. We're very complex creatures. We all have different sides and different stories and different ways of relating with one another. I get it. Absolutely get it.
Yeah, I agree.
he says, if you are comfortable hanging around with people who claim being racist, then you need to look at yourself and examine why you're okay with it. Well said. Why are you okay with it? I could never
Well, that's the
fit in
bad
that
thing
chat.
here.
It's
Is
hard.
is the
Go
bad
ahead.
thing. I'm so sorry, baby. You can just kick me off. But
No,
that's the
you're
bad thing here.
fine.
Because we can interpret what some of these people have said and done because we have different life experiences. Those of us who are just a white woman, and like I've had conversations with my friends who are black or mixed, and like I will never know what it's like to have to explain to my son what to do when cops pull him over, or that's just a very
Yes.
small
Yeah.
glimpse of what they have to go through. I'll never get that at all. um
Same.
but
No.
and so there are,
And I won't pretend to.
complexities when situations arise, like the blog, or like when someone sings out token blackie token whatever it was. Like, okay, there's room for misinterpretation in those things. You could take it one way, Johnson, and I could take it another way. There's room for
All
that
the
in
time.
situations like that. But with clues, there's no fucking room. She wanted to get a fundraiser to send them back to Africa. She fucking hates them. And then she came live in current day and said, yeah, so I stand on it. There's no
Yep.
room for misinterpretation with her, bitch. None.
Look at Pixie's comment. We have to say it with our whole chest or we are playing in her face. But if we get new information that can change our mind, it's weird to her. Racists stand 10 toes down, 12 toes down, baby. And we are the weirdos. Yeah, we're the ones that don't make sense.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
Hard enough to even listen to her because I was listening to her earlier because hey Vicky, good to see you, hun. Right, pretty sweet tea. I'm sorry for your loss,
yes,
genuinely.
Donna.
I
Pretty
was
sweet
over there.
Pete. I have a lot of compassion for people who were friendly with heels. I really do, because I wasn't a friend of hers, but I did enjoy her channel, and I was incredibly shocked by it all. I can't imagine how much more shocking that was for somebody who was a friend and who had experience of a good and nurturing side of her. Like I said about my birth father, all of these things can be true.
Yeah.
They sure can. And you gave a great example, Pearl. You really did.
It was.
Yeah, she is honest about who she is. But I went over there to listen to Clue earlier, and it was one of the hardest things because I predicted earlier on my members only live that her and the bee, which we'll get into here in a little bit, they would fall out. And they kind of did, kind of. But even just sitting over there and giving her a view felt grimy, because I know how she feels about melanated people.
How she really
Not just
feels.
melanated people, people from other countries, that they shouldn't be here. They should go back.
Yes.
Ugh. Ugh. It just felt gross. So going
what
up on her panel, no,
Mm-mm.
that would never happen.
You can't
happen.
moonwalk your
That would
way out
never
of this
happen.
one. Like
No.
Beefberg says, you can't moonwalk your way out and say, oh, well, I interpreted what she said to mean this. No, it was
No, she said what she
crystal
said.
clear.
There's no room for different interpretation.
Unlike nonsense throwing in the theys and thems and islanders to cover all of the bullshit you're saying and spewing, nonsense or Illuminati stood on it and still stands on it. She said what she said.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's
and
do a real
link
quick
is
palate
not an
cleanser,
olive
because I owe
branch.
0
No.
souls.
No. Who commented? I seen that comment a minute ago. I had it highlighted. Something about the link. What's up, baby? Right here. Yeah. Hold on. Let me give Tony this charger.
No, Remy, there's no gray area in that. And it's not because, like, I think people probably could have injected some gray area into it. Like, oh, she was just talking about the cases he was talking about or something. But no, then she came live and she corrected everybody. Like, yeah, I said it. Fuck you. Like, okay. Gray area gone.
This
Gone.
one right here, and then we'll get back to this and move on to something else. And she wants this one, Pearl. She likes this one.
Oh,
You know what they say? Somebody's got to be the bad guy. You need people like me. You need
people like me.
so you can point your fucking finger and say,
that's
that's
the bad guy. Scarface, baby. Gang, gang.
I love that she turned it into a clip, though.
It's
That's
so
cute.
good.
What is somebody in the chat saying? Poopy soupy?
Huh?
Soupy poopy. Pearl and myself had a great laugh this morning over the bee's name calling of Soupy Poopy.
Where do you see that? Where do you see that? Oh,
Michelle E has it in the chat.
Oh yeah, somebody put that in Andy's Discord.
Poopy.
That she's now calling her poopy soupy. I can put gray area on ignorance because education can possibly change that. Racism isn't one I believe can be changed. It's a heart condition. It is a heart condition, and that's why I said, like,
yeah,
it does, like, it is, to me, it's a bunch of things that contribute to it. I do think that the way you were raised and the generation you were raised in and the type of people you were raised around do contribute to it.
Well,
but you are the one that has to decide if you're going to carry that hate in your heart or
and
not.
that goes back to people not understanding the difference between ignorance and true racism. And that's, Nunya and I've had long conversations on that. That's exactly what it is. But you can't take racism and switch it into ignorance.
No.
It just doesn't work. Now, an ignorant person can become a racist, sure as hell can. But her trying to flip the Illuminati stuff into ignorance and that's what she's trying to do. No, that was
That's
point
just
blank
straight racism.
Yeah.
There's just no way around it, bro. And the fishing to find a way around it is
And
what.
if you want to be cool with it, that's fine. Be cool with it. Say, look, that happened. Whatever. I'm over it. I'm here because I'm focused on this. Then say it like that. Stop trying to say, oh, I was given an olive branch and I'm willing to reach out and build bridges and blah, blah,
My
blah. Like,
gaskets were flabbered, I'll tell you that much. It's like,
oh,
what?
wait, Beef Fergs got evicted from. You're not an islander, Beef Fergs?
No, because she was in here commenting.
It's funny that nonsense used to appreciate how I call things as I see them, and I stand on it till I gave my opinion on her.
Yep.
Ooh.
She was in here commenting, and immediately she was bumped.
That's not true because She has an open chat. She welcomes all opinions, and everybody is free to say what they want. So you guys can
Yeah,
chime
that's
in.
what it was. That's what it was, B-Fergs. It wasn't even you commenting in here. It was her joining my memberships.
Mhm.
And it got her booted from the island. Michelle E says the bee commented on Soup's last live calling her soupy poopy. If the bee thinks that would get to Soup, she couldn't be more wrong. We laughed into it till we cried
I
over it
could
this
see
morning.
Soup laughing over that, and I bet she made some stupid jokes like, "Who came up with that for her?" Because you know her ass didn't come up with it.
Oh shit! I guess that's what she's about to get into. No, I don't know. We'll see. I
No,
don't
that
know.
just
Here I
happened
am.
today.
That just happened today.
That's what they're saying.
Christ.
And
Okay.
look who is in chat. Art for life. Pearl. There she is.
See you.
Oh,
Questions like this when we're talking about something else. But please, if you go over to Art for Life's
Oh, they're
page
talking about something else. Hold on, let me fast
that
forward.
they put out, it may just help somebody.
let's see. Unsupervised. I did a video on him, Leon, with Cletus being on his panel and KKK Clue in chat. Oh, is that the what's that little feller's name?
Little
I just
feller.
pinned it. I know who you're. Dago. Yeah. Yes, her sketches are phenomenal.
Which, incredibly enough, his nickname is a slur in Europe for a person of Italian or Hispanic descent.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I didn't even know that until like a year ago.
It seems like a lot of people are so disconnected from like their own, like she was very disconnected from her own stance and why it was harmful to people too. It came across to me. So I
No,
appreciated
she
the fact that she was willing to
wasn't.
have a conversation.
Well, it's pissing me off that she's either lying on Heels or misrepresenting what Heels was about. Like,
Yeah.
and I know some people are going to say, "Oh, well, you're standing up for her in an instance where she, portrayed extreme ignorance." Like, but you're totally twisting. Heels was so freaking proud of that
Yeah,
blog
she
and
was.
what she did. Like, she wasn't going to change shit. She continued. Listen, I've had conversations with her daughter. Um, Am I still here? I accidentally
Yeah.
clicked out of the app. Okay, accidentally swiped out and I thought it might have disconnected me. I've had conversations with her daughter since, and this is just a complete misrepresentation of Heels, and it's for your own personal benefit.
It
And that's wrong to
is. That's
do.
why it's gross.
It's wrong to do.
Yeah. That's exactly why it's distasteful. It's gross.
And it let me express like what I saw that was problematic.
And did anything change? No. Did the blog
No.
disappear? No.
No.
Was it edited? No. Did she write an entry to say that she regretted it? No. Nothing changed. All that happened was that you were comforted. Well done, you.
I don't even believe she was comforted,
White
Pearl.
lady, you felt.
I don't either.
No, because like I said, we would have arguments about this for hours. Like literal like screaming matches, because that's just how we ended up being like no, you're wrong and it's this, and she'd be like, well, you're dumb, it's this, and like back and forth. Like, no, she didn't change how she felt about shit, so why the fuck are you coming out here claiming she did to make you look good? This doesn't
Yeah,
make you look good.
give it's all to validate her, to deflect and validate at the same time. And it's just let the woman
Her daughter
better, right?
man.
Let me say this though, I talked to her daughter 2 months ago was the last time I talked to her. We text every now and then, but she's doing good. Her wife's doing good. Like they're doing
Good.
good. So
Good.
I just know like a couple people care, but they are doing good.
Yeah, that's good.
And that's something I'll get into that in a little bit.
I don't know, Donna. I wondered the same thing because I did see somewhere on somebody's comment section or in a Discord or it was just somewhere I seen it typed out that Duchess also supports Clue now. And so I'm wondering, okay, does that does how does Chico feel about it? Like,
I
because
don't know.
it is blatant racism that she's respecting now. So it's kind of
Um,
like,
I want to answer Ellie's question. I'm not going to share publicly what her daughter and I talk about. She's not a part of this YouTube sphere, never has been. I don't think that's fair to do. I think it's fine to say that, they're doing good and leave it at that, but I'm not going to share the, conversations we've had about that topic. I don't think that's fair to do at all.
No, Brooke, that's totally fine. You don't have to agree with it. Basically what I'm getting at is I'm grateful that I was able to have a conversation there. And
I think I scroll up in the comments to read what somebody, Brooke, said. Hold on.
Try to gain what limited understanding I could from my perspective. Again, my perspective as a white woman. So take that for what it is. But I was glad that I was able to have a conversation, because that person outside of that blog, I'd never seen any indication of anything even remotely. Like, she stood very firmly on the thing she stood firmly on. And that's
Yeah,
where it
including
was
the
for me.
blog.
So, but again,
yeah.
Idiot.
That's what I mean. She talks out both sides of her mouth, man.
No, nonsense is a repeater. Nonsense repeats what she hears other people say, and she tries to adapt that into her own belief and her own persona. She has heard somebody say these things, and I'm not going to mention. I've heard several people say those things as well, and now she has adopted that into her vernacular and her speech pattern to make it sound like she's the one who came up with it. Nonsense is a repeater.
Mm-hmm. She is.
Nope,
weren't
you
meant
weren't
to
meant
say
to.
anything different. That was the whole point of her coming to YouTube and rebranding. She wanted that blog to be there and still be read by people who were like-minded. And then she wanted to have this whole different online life where she condemned people for being involved in with the families of victims. And coincidentally, two of them happened to be Betty and
Oh,
JLR.
wow, KCG.
People also involved in a certain sphere of right-wing politics before they came to YouTube. There's someday a story will come out about the connection between all of them. You wait and see.
Oh, I believe that. Oh my God. There is a connection, yes, between all three of them, and it's political.
Yes.
No, there's
your
not.
perspective.
Isn't she talking about
She's
JLR
talking about JLR and Betty. Like,
and the Trump
Heels,
or
right. So
something?
Heels came here in a different, was watching things with a different reason. And when they popped up during like the Gabby Petito and all that stuff, of course you remember JLR from the political sphere, to nobody from shit. But no, there was not an actual connection between them
No, and
prior to YouTube.
I also, correct me if I'm wrong, I heard this other day on somebody's or it was in Clues. Brianna, Brianna super chatted Clues saying that Chronicles of the Shady was the one who doxed Hills out. That's not in the first place. Wasn't that JLR?
JLR doxed Heels long before any of this and had been doxing her on Twitter for quite some time. And I only know this because it got sent to me, and I asked someone, like, is this legit? And of course they lied and said, no, that's not her, which I would have done too. I think the best thing to do is to deny. Yeah, don't confirm that's your dox. I would have done that. But no, she was continually doxed on Twitter by JLR. What Shady did was, when Heels listened to this, that was the other lie that Burnt Toast told, is Burnt Toast claimed that Burnt Toast said, I didn't tell you to deny that was your voice. And Heels claimed that she did tell her to deny that. And that's when she came out and kept denying that it was her docs, and like, she wasn't Vicky, that blog wasn't hers, all that stuff. And she did it in my stream. When she kept doing that, that's when Shady went and got the video and said, you can't deny it, because here you are talking. It's your voice. Clear as day. And like, there's no there's no turning back. But it's not a dox. It wasn't a dox.
People are trying to constantly rewrite history. Like, I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone. Like, we were all there together at that point. What do you mean, Brianna? You know that Shady, even though y'all have a problem with Shady right now, Shady was not the one to dox her first and to put her information out there first. I don't know. The rewriting of history when there's more than 1,000 of us that know the truth is mind boggling.
No, see, that's the dumb thing. Like you can't deny there was no reason to deny that that was her voice.
Mm-mm.
No reason to deny. Like Heels has a very distinct voice, and you couldn't deny it, and it's up there with all the other stuff. It was clear as day. Which
Yeah.
that piece with Max was
It's
like,
probably
ugh, so
Yeah.
gross.
way different than mine,
Oh,
and it's
but
from your
going
life
sorry,
experience.
going back to JLR. JLR didn't get into the political arena until around COVID. So no, there wasn't like this whole like he wasn't deep into the political arena until around COVID. So no, there wasn't like this connection with them prior to all of this. There just wasn't. I
Well,
know some people like to think it because when Heels gets focused on something, when she got focused on something, she went all the way in, whether it was
yeah,
good or
like a
bad. It
dog with a
became
bone.
yeah, she was a dog with a bone, every piece of it. And she's gonna break it down bit by bit by bit. She was so focused on it. People did assume that, yeah, there was so much there. But what it was is Heels when she started doing her research, because and I feel like this is already out there, so I can speak on it. That's what she did in her life prior to retirement was all this research and stuff like that. So when she dug in on JLR, when she saw him and figured out that he wasn't a good guy and did her research on him, she, connected with family members and past family members of his, past girlfriends, past what, like things like that, and got so much information and facts. And so it did feel like, oh, they knew each other prior
Mm-hmm.
to, but it's
Mm-hmm.
no, she just dug into him.
And Ellie, I agree. I understand the advice that Burnt Toast gave to her to Heels to prevent the dox. Because again, you never want to confirm a dox, right? But the problem
It was too
comes,
late. Yeah, it was too late
yeah,
to
it was
offer
a
that
little too
advice.
late, but it also comes from her denying that she ever told Heels to deny it.
Hmm.
She did. And that's what Heels was waiting on. She was waiting on that clarification, that vindication, if you will.
She was promised that once the lawsuit was over, that
Nathan,
Queen Bee would come and clear her name with the burnt toast situation. Now, why Heels wanted her name cleared in that, I don't know. But again, it goes back to her being, like a dog with a bone in certain situations. She really thought that that was going to help the situation if burnt toast admitted she lied about X, Y, and Z, and if Queen Bee would come and confirm that this is what was said in that call. I don't think it would have changed anything,
I
but
don't
she
either, but
she
she was
wanted
still
she
hoping
wanted it
for it.
corrected. Yeah.
And she died hoping for it. So let's move on.
I'm not trying to take that from you at all. This was just my limited.
But you're trying to tell a Black woman how she should feel about someone who had that type of, oh God, I can't.
Madam, you are on the
It did,
internet.
Remy, it did, because Queen wanted Burnt Toast to still be able to go over all the details of the lawsuit. And she felt like if she came out and said and had Heels back and, co-signed Heels in confronting what Burnt Toast lied about, that Burnt Toast would not cover her lawsuit anymore. That's
And you
the
had
only
to,
thing it has
yeah,
to do
and you
with
have
it.
to remember this all went down back in the beginning where when a lot of the negative stuff wasn't out there yet. So there was a perception to uphold about the lawsuit of, B versus Betty. And so that was a big part of it.
Yeah. Soupy Poopy is
Soupy
here.
Poopy's here.
Queen Bee was never going to go against Burnt Toast. I don't think she
No,
ever
I don't think
was.
so either.
And it broke my heart knowing that that's what was like. We knew that months before, that before she passed, we knew that's what she was waiting for. So once she passed, you can imagine the heartbreak. It was like,
Mhm.
man, she never got what she wanted in
Yeah,
that
and
sense.
No, I have to disagree with you, Allie. She said, when you hear the level of understanding and involvement Heels had in the Kendrick case, because she injected herself into it, not that she was asked to come into it or anything like that. Um, I have a different opinion of the Kendrick case and what all Heels did. There's things that she did in that case that still aren't even out there, and I don't think it's fair to put out there. You understand the blog and you understand that Hills is not a racist. Her blog went past that case. It went into other cases, other situations, and her posts on Twitter, the banned Twitters and things like that had nothing to do with that case. So no, it wouldn't be that one.
But again, everybody's gonna see things differently. Like,
Absolutely.
so yeah, she wasn't asked. Soupy Poopy, we've been laughing at you this morning. Your reactions to the stuff's nonsense is saying is chef's kiss, bitch.
Oh, and I wanted to say, Remy said something about
Hey, Six Up.
the docs. I still don't understand why her name was ever put out like it was. I understand why the blog was, but a bunch spoke who had no clue. If you go back and watch the Jerks video, they don't put her name in there. Like, it's not, they don't dox her. It's so
Mm-mm.
well put together. And the one situation with their daughter's picture is ridiculous. And I told Hills that until the very end. Like, there's no way they would have known that that was her picture. It was so tiny at the very bottom, and they instantly went and covered that portion of it in their video. But no, there was no doxing like that.
Yeah.
I presume that whatever backwards you claim to have come from, there were libraries and books available that you saw the occasional newspaper, maybe
agree,
even
Ellie.
heard the name Martin Luther
You
King.
don't
How the
say
hell do you
X.
claim to be a woman of your age in the Western world and not be
Mhm.
at least aware of both racism and the fact that there's
Yeah.
whole sort of spectrums of theory and views on it?
I got you,
Just
Rennie.
because
Yeah.
you've never chosen to be educated, you want to hold on to your past experience as an excuse. I'm not buying it.
Ellie, yeah. Thank the gods she's a white woman defending a white woman about people of color.
Yeah.
Right?
Facts. Yes. Thank God for nonsense.
Yeah, and we're not here to again, this is what it always turns into, is people caring about where I go. Meanwhile, they're there too. They're just in the bushes. But yet they judge me on being willing to have a part of a conversation. Like, it's just such a mind fuck out here. And I just am
Wait
at the
a
point where don't
second.
fucking call me. Don't.
Wait, okay.
Being in the bushes is different.
No,
I
no,
mean,
no,
I
no,
don't.
no, no.
I wouldn't even
Why
want to get
did
that view
why did B Fergs get her wrench taken again?
because she joined my memberships.
Oh, but Nonsense is outraged that people care that she was over at Clues.
Yeah,
That she
that's
gives
what
a
I'm
damn that
saying.
B Fergs was over here in your chat. Like, what?
Yeah, it's so ass backwards, man.
The gods, not the gods.
Not the god.
Don't
There's
fucking
the
none of it.
difference.
Wow.
Right, here's a difference for you. The difference between the fact that I have read Mein Kampf by Adolf Hitler because I loathe and despise everything about the man. Other people have read it because they love everything about the man. We've both read the same book. Somebody can watch Clues to find out what's going on and stay in the bushes because they don't want to give her any support.
Yep.
The minimum that they can give her. So often people will go to watch parties to make sure they minimise the impact of supporting her.
Yep.
Yes.
And then there are people who go up on panel or get involved in the chat. These again are two different things. I mean, seriously, it's like you don't understand any logic at all.
She doesn't.
Or
I
you're
tell you,
pretending.
Pearl, I'm telling you, I think the biggest problem in the world today, not just on this app, but in the world today, is comprehension. People just don't comprehend shit. I don't know what happened. Maybe it's our phones. I don't know, but comprehension is so hard for so many people. But what have I always said, Joneson? What's the number one lie told on these YouTube streets?
Oh God.
You can go anywhere you want. It's okay.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah,
I'm not gonna judge you. I don't care.
I'm
You can
gonna
go
judge you.
anywhere you want. No,
I'm
people
gonna
do.
judge you.
Yeah, you do.
I'm gonna
Like,
side eye your ass if I
the
see you
biggest lie.
somewhere. like
Biggest lie
clues.
told by creators. You can go where you want. I don't care.
Look, Nonsense's cape says, I can change the rules. I wear the cape.
Oh shit. The cape must talk to the gods.
The gods.
Not the
Not to.
Well,
gods.
exactly.
The
It's
gods.
just convenient. It's a convenient argument. Straw man. Like I
Strong.
said,
It is a
Mein
straw man.
You
Kampf is
got
the
it for a
same book,
minute,
whether
Pearl,
you
while I
read it
run to the
because you
bathroom.
believe it. Yeah, go for it, darling.
Okay.
Mein Kampf is the same book, whether you read it as a supporter or you read it as a critic. That doesn't mean that you all believe the same thing. Likewise, you can watch Clue from the bushes because you don't want a supporter, but you want to hear what the stepfather's got to say. There's a difference between doing that and going into the chat and super chatting and going on the panel. These are not the same thing. Why is this difficult? I don't understand.
It's not.
Well,
It's
actually,
not the
that's not
same.
true. I think you know that it's different. You choose to
He
pretend
does know.
that it's the same.
Hmm.
That's what I think.
She
I
is
agree.
just such a huge fucking disappointment to me. I don't.
I feel like we're having a conversation with Soup and Pearl up here on panel, and they're
I
like,
know that's why I did this live because I felt
because
like
I'm
I
like,
wanted.
yes, Pearl, go girl. I agree
Yeah,
with
I
her.
wanted to say things to Pearl and Soup, and I couldn't because I wasn't there. So I
And
was like, fuck
she
it.
draws the best analogies. I've read Mein Kampf. It's not because I support Adolf Hitler or anything he's done. I've read a couple of manifestos of crazy people. And I feel like a lot of people are into true crime for this reason, is to understand these complex, troubled, bizarre, fucked up minds. A
Yeah,
lot of people enjoy getting into true
trying
crime for that
to,
reason, not
trying
because
to
they
get it.
support the monster that those people are, but they want to understand the psychology behind it. That's not what Nonsense is doing there. She's trying to
Mm-mm.
flip that. She's absolutely turning it into a straw man argument that because someone might be in the bushes watching something, then they're
They're just
supporting
as
it and going
guilty.
along with it. Okay, so then do you support all those fucking people that you reviewed? You must support Brittany J because you're in her bushes nonstop. You must
Well,
support that crazy Julie lady because you're in her bushes nonstop. It's a stupid argument you're trying to present to make yourself look good and save face. It doesn't work.
well, does it mean that she apparently watches some of the locale shit, and we know Granny does? So does that mean that y'all are supportive of the shit that goes down over there? No,
Nanya, we need someone in chat. I cannot.
I got it.
Okay, I can't do it from my phone.
Um,
Yeah, it's crazy.
while we're waiting,
Oh, sorry.
Just
Go
because
ahead.
you watch something doesn't mean you support everything about it. Like, I go back to the Real Housewives. I don't support half the shit that those women have
Oh my
done in their
God, they're
real
crazy
lives,
too.
but I've enjoyed watching the hell out of that drama. It's fun.
That's what I'm saying. It's human nature to want to watch a train wreck, a shit show, the
Mhm.
chaos, right? It's human nature to want to look at it. I would
Yeah.
much rather look at all of that, Real Housewives, locale, whatever. I would much rather look at that chaos and that nastiness than the nastiness involving a missing child. Period.
Mhm.
That's just it.
Yeah.
The victims change it for me.
Listen, we're to the stage. This is 10 times worse than Summer's case ever was, but we're to the stage where none of this is good. None of this is. We've been to this stage for quite some time, over a year now, but like it's just getting worse and worse. And now you've got parents attacking creators. And no, I don't know what was said. I don't care to know what was said. I didn't watch it. I saw Jones's community post on it and heard a very brief synopsis of what he said. I don't support it. I don't support people. You know what that reminded me of when you guys
What?
told me
Who
like he went
said?
up there. Chris Proudfoot.
Oh,
When you
yeah,
guys
yeah.
told me he went up there and said all this shit. Again, I don't even know the full extent of what he said, but what that reminded me of is when I'm about ready to give Queen Bee some props, so clip channels get ready. But
Uh-oh. Bleh,
when Billy
bleh.
Joe was up on her panel. Now, I don't think Billy should have been there, but when she was up there and losing her shit, she pulled it down, and it was too late. The damage had already been done. The clip was gotten, but she pulled it down, shut down the live, privated it. She did the best she could to mitigate Billy, being used in that vulnerable moment. You know what I mean? And I give her props for trying to. like I said, the damage had already been done. That should have been done with Chris. It shouldn't have, like, you have these parents, all of these parents experiencing this trauma brain and going through this horrific ordeal, and now it's just creator after creator parading them around on it reminds me of when Don Wells used to go on Ziggy's Drunk, or the not Doug's Drunk, and lose his shit. They keep him up there. They dance monkey for our entertainment and our benefit and our pockets, and that's what all these sides are doing. None of them are standing up for the victims, because if this was about victims and their families and caring about them,
They
that
wouldn't be
shit
doing it.
would have been shut down. You wouldn't have
I
allowed
agree.
someone you cared about to embarrass himself further on this app. It would have been
Yes.
shut down the way that Queen tried to shut down the Billy Joe situation.
And I said the same thing the other day. I said, I said the other day that, sorry, Caden just called me and he's in school and he hung up. I don't know why he called. It must have been an accident.
Not a Canton
The
butt
same way
dial.
Chris should have been shut down. I stand on saying that Seth's response to Chris on the lab, that should have been shut down. Like, it all should be shut down.
All of
But
it.
they can't do it. Why?
No, because because of the content. Like, we watched it go on in Summer's case. They need the content. You gotta have these
Hey,
parents
MK.
acting a fool to keep going back and forth with one another. Keep creating. This is not about. Sorry, people. It's not about getting rid of this divide between the parents and bringing them back together so that they can search for their missing child. No, no, no. This is about furthering that divide. This is about picking a side, picking a team, and trying to make one side look worse than the other for your own benefit. Whether that benefit is your own entertainment, your own monetary gain, it is absolutely 1000% for their own benefit. It has nothing to do with protecting Sebastian or victims or any of that. Because if you wanted to protect Sebastian, if you wanted to maintain the legacy of his name and his case, you wouldn't be engaging in this bullshit.
Yep.
Plain and simple.
Yep. I agree. All right, let's play some more.
For Soup to get back, all I've got to say about the legal thing today is I believe the legal decision was correct, and I still think a plague on both their houses. They're all
I
Yes.
agree.
Fuck 'em,
Yes.
Pearl. Fuck 'em all.
Yes. That at night, these losers trolled everybody, even the people on their own team. They trolled all of you. Brittany J got trolled.
Oh yeah.
Nonsense.
All of them are
Granny,
getting
everybody.
trolled. And listen, this is something. Oh my God, Pearl and I called at Pearl was I don't know. I don't think Soup was there, but Pearl was up on the panel. At night, first came into the scene. We pulled up the information about Nick the Hat, and because I had actually already previously talked about him on my channel, so we pulled
Same.
that up. We
Yep.
talked about him, what a con artist he is, what a piece of shit he is, and what game he was getting ready to play in this case. And y'all just fed right into it, and you're still feeding into it. The sharing of the fact that they're adding Summer Wells to their campaign. That's just to get a new sect riled up, to get new people coming after them, to get new eyes on them, to build their engagement. And y'all are playing right into it. You're
Yeah.
giving them exactly what they want. They're pieces
Yep.
of shit who don't care. Why feed into it?
Content, pride,
Content.
I don't know, all of it in between.
responsible people. They're all interfering in the lives, the situation surrounding a missing child. And I think there's plenty of damnation to go around. Not that anybody gives a damn about my opinion, but there you go. You got it.
When I walked back in, I heard Team Blag on both their houses. I knew exactly what you were talking about.
I'm sick of it. I'm a grown fucking ass woman. My own other half doesn't tell me what to do. I'm sure as fuck not going to start listening to people on here.
Your island
Fucking
is
crazy.
telling
But you try to tell everybody else what to do.
She does. But the Islanders tell her what to do. I meant
AKA
Revival.
Revival.
So Revisal is in your chat. Where did their comment go? The parents are totally fighting through YouTubers. Yeah, Revisal, they're using these YouTubers too. They absolutely are.
Revisal.
Yeah, that's the name in here. I'm guessing it's a play on revival, but
Stop it.
it's
Y'all are
cracked me up.
wild today.
And that's the thing. Some of these creators, now I haven't. People say that I've called out getting close, like, oh, you should never talk to family members. No, I have always said I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think it's good to get close. For me personally, I won't contact them. I won't get close to them. But there have been some strong people on my panel who have said, don't ever do it. And shout out to one of my besties, MJ. She likes to go hard with that one. But there have been people, nonsense. I know nonsense and Granny. I can't think of anyone else off the top of my head who have called out the quote unquote tragedy pimps for getting close, and Queen Bee, they've called out Betty for getting in close with these family members and having relationships
And
with
now
them
they're all
and
doing
behind the
it.
scenes. And now they're all connected to them. They're all in cahoots with just, again, it goes back to these fucking teams. Like, no, now you're just in with your side. And so you think it's okay. You're justifying it. But what about the fact that you drug somebody for filth for it a year ago?
That
But
don't
it's cool
matter.
when you do it. And I'm not saying neither of them are wrong. Maybe they're all okay to get in, tight with these family members. But if you're gonna use it as your point of contention, as your argument, as your attack on the tragedy pimps, and then
Mm-mm.
you turn around and do it, you're just a
You're a
bigger
tragedy pimp,
pimp.
bitch. Look, the good Nunya, you're wrong. Nonsense talking to Chris about fishing is helping. She's saving the world over there because that's
The
what she went up to
gods,
talk to Chris
the
about to calm
gods.
him down.
To calm him. No, no, if you truly cared about Chris and you were offered an olive branch from Clue, you would have went up there and said, this needs to be shut down. If it was as bad as everybody says it was. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't say that because I haven't listened to it, but everybody said it was horrible. I heard about fucking a baby's fat dick and,
Ugh.
Brittany taking it through a field of dicks. Like, I heard it was bad.
Yeah.
If it was that bad, I don't know that you should have went up there and talked about fishing. You probably should have said, "Hey,
She said she went up there to calm him down, Dee.
why don't we take this private so that he can vent in private?" That's probably what
Well,
should have
he was
happened.
already, and let's be real, I'll tell you, he was already calmed down by the time she went up there. So she's full
Oh,
of shit.
so what was the point then?
I don't know, but that was her explanation. I
That's what I'm saying, Nunya. It shouldn't. And I understand things happening where maybe they didn't know it was going to be a dragging of like that because that just makes him look bad. It doesn't harm Brittany. It just makes Chris look like shit. Makes him look like a horrible step parent, and it plays into their narrative of who Chris is and what he's about. So all it did was harm Chris further. And so if you truly cared about that victim's family, you would have shut that shit down, and you would have encouraged those partaking in it to shut it down.
yeah,
That's what I'm
I
saying.
don't think it means that if parents want to go on a panel to talk about the situation or the case, I don't think they should necessarily be prevented from doing that. But you have a responsibility as the panel holder, as that creator, to, if things start to get out of control, drop it.
Hmm.
Be done with it.
Amethyst.
Hey, Amethyst. Hey, girl.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It just should have been.
Yeah,
If
because
you
it made,
truly cared, if
you
you
know what
truly
it
cared
did?
about
It
them.
made him, honestly, now I agree that he had every right to lose his shit in general. Not,
Sure.
just about the constant accusations against him. Like, I'm sure that's really hard. And he's pretty much kept, held his grace for the most part.
No, he
And
hasn't. That's the thing. Chris hasn't held his
well,
grace. Chris has said a lot of shit on this app. He has a lot of stuff that as as someone who truly does care about victims and their families, I wish you could help take it back. Like, no, don't say that. Don't go up and feed into these people. You're giving them exactly what they want. Him and Seth both have said a lot of atrocious stuff that shouldn't be here. And we should be encouraging them to not let that out here because these people are going to use that for financial gain. They'll say that they are your friend. They'll say that they want to help you, that they understand, that they want to combat the green team or the other side. But what they want is those super chats and those memberships and those clicks and those views off of you losing your shit on their panels.
Well, that's exactly what happened. But I kind of disagree, because I feel like he's had more grace, especially when you compare the two. Between him and Seth, I felt like he had more grace, like in the sense of he would go on panels and say, please just stop trashing Seth, stop trashing me,
Yeah, no,
stop
see,
trashing the
he
parents.
he's been pretty good about that with the other side. I do agree with that, but he, like I said, he still said some shit on here that shouldn't have been on here.
He has, and there's been like those private convos, right? The leaked phone calls and stuff where he
Mm-hmm.
says, he's gonna slap somebody and then changes it to with a cease and desist, and like he has said some shit. But
Yeah,
to me, he looks worse now in my eyes than even Seth looked.
exactly.
Like
Well,
the shit he said was that bizarre.
neither of them look worse in my eyes because I see through it and see that it's not even about them. It's not about Seth, Chris, or Katie. It's not even about
It's
Sebastian.
not
It's
about
about these
Sebastian.
YouTuber games. It's like the fucking Hunger Games out here.
Eh,
And these parents, as sick as it is, they're just a pawn in all these creators' bullshit.
But I do, in a sense, understand getting so just like aggravated with everything that you just lose your shit. We all lose our shit at some
Absolutely.
point, but it's what he said when losing his shit, and
Hmm.
it's like, and then you got the response from Seth going back to him that made it even worse. And it's like, y'all are just fucking condoning this behavior,
Yeah.
and you're assisting the parents in looking worse.
Worse. And Amethyst says Sebastian's name is now connected to the most vile content.
Oh,
Where
it's
is the
so bad.
dignity? The dignity for Sebastian flew out
It's
the
been gone.
window the second that these creators started picking apart this case and using it to fuel their creator beef and covering it as saying, I don't fuck with creator beef,
He
but
is
then turning
maniacs.
it in to creator beef. It was gone the second that started
Yeah,
happening.
and that's why I said, who does Sebastian have right now? Like, that's what I thought when I found out that Chris, and lost his shit on a panel saying the things he said about Brittany J. I understand the anger. It's just you're talking to a woman. And then like you got Chris doing that, and then you got Seth doing what he's doing. It's like, who the fuck does Sebastian have? Who?
Well,
Who
the
is in his
missive
fucking corner right now?
nobody. And I like to cover trauma in a debunking, correcting misinformation aspect. And that shit's been done for over a year because there's nothing else to correct. Like, yeah, they might still keep repeating the same bullshit that you can correct that, but that's not what this stuff is anymore. It is completely creator beef, going back and forth, one upping one another,
With the
and
parents involved.
and weaponizing the parents to play in your own foolish
It's
games.
so gross. Hey, Nunya.
Good morning.
Hey, it's me,
So
Nanya.
it's me, Nanya. Good morning. Um,
Morning.
Morning.
okay, I hopped up to say this. The fact that he didn't get up there to talk about Sebastian, he didn't get up there to go at Seth, he hopped up there to go at a creator, tells me personally that one, this conversation was already known to have been happening beforehand. If it was me as a creator, what I would have done, first, I wouldn't have contact. But second, what I would have done is I would have said, hey, let's talk offline, right? I'm going to let you vent and say all those nasty, terrible things to me in private. And if you still insist that you need to talk, I'm going to try and talk you out of like, hey, let's focus this on Sebastian. Let's redirect it back to Sebastian because that's what people should be focused on, right? My thing is this, it's a struggle and I want to be fair. I don't agree. Seth has his own page. I don't agree with the Josh platforming him either.
Right. Me
to
either.
go at him. Like, that was absolutely opportunistic of all of those creators.
Yeah.
And they show time and time again, and it's not just them, there's others too who have allowed them on panels to say things or whatever, right? But to me, it's opportunistic because ultimately what they're showing day after day is it is more important for my name to be involved with the parent of a family, despite it being trash content, than it is for me to respect the victim in this scenario. And in this scenario, it would be Sebastian specifically. So I won't respect him. Like, I feel like I wish that everybody would actually ask people, like, I wish every creator would answer the question: if Sebastian came home tomorrow, what good have you done as a creator who has covered this or been involved with this in any which what way? What good have you done to give him a loving, caring home to come back to?
No, well, he
Because if you
doesn't have
actually,
one.
huh?
He doesn't have one.
But that's what I'm saying though. Like, that's my point though, is like, the more that you keep going, like, that's, you are proving, the more that you keep this, the device. And I'm so sick of
Hmm.
people saying he's had people attacking him for 14 months and he just now spoke. No, he's been
No,
saying
he's
a
been
He's been
lot.
speaking.
speaking. He's
Yeah,
been
he's
Yeah,
been
speaking.
they all
speaking. Let's
have.
not act like he's never spoke. He's never said anything. Now, this may be the largest blow up that we've seen, sure, but this is not the first time that he has spoke. So stop acting like that. But if he has spoke just this one time, let's say by that theory, he's only spoke this one time, it still is wrong. It still doesn't actually help for Sebastian.
Mm-mm.
Because
You're
when he
right.
comes home, or if he comes home, it doesn't make a difference. He has no home to go to because y'all have been opportunistic. Your egos, your financial needs, your fucking content needs, they all have been put in priority over what happens if Sebastian comes home. What does his house look like? How do his parents move on from this? How do they heal from this? And you exploiting them during a time where they are in the trauma brain state is just wrong. And anybody, I don't care who it is, anybody who participates in it one way or the other, whether it be platforming them, whether it be joining them, olive branches, lawsuit, like any of that
Noodling with
shit.
them behind the scenes. Like Amethyst said, we're seeing the playbook in full force. Yeah, we're seeing them
Oh,
do the things that they were
100%.
calling out in the beginning. You think that, these the green team is conspiring and doing these things to set up a narrative this way. Well, now you're just seeing the shift to the other side doing the exact same portion of the playbook, Amethyst. You're exactly right.
Yeah.
Just was seeing it in full force. And Cammy, her comment you had up there a second ago,
Yeah.
I don't disagree. She said, with the shit I've heard them say about Katie and Chris for a year, Chris has the right to defend himself and his wife. He does. I agree. But if you truly cared about Sebastian and not you, this is a collective you, like a general you. Like if a person truly cared about them and how they're treated on social media and the way the public is going to perceive them, you would have advised him to do it differently, helped him to do it differently, and shut it down when it was starting to go so off the rails. I don't I don't disagree that he has a right to stand up for the attacks that they have taken. Absolutely agree with that.
That's
The
what he's done
manner
since
and
day one.
he has, and I've
Yeah.
always and I've, admired that. Like I felt like it was, he's coming up and defending his wife and he's, correcting wrongs and he's, been very open and vocal about like I'm the mouthpiece for my wife because she can't handle it right now, and rightfully so. And I think that's admirable. But from what y'all are saying, it's not the same thing at all.
And
It
One.
see,
was manipulation.
I agree with Donna's comment here because we did learn that, right?
I was
That was
just
one
about to
of the
talk about that.
yeah, that was one of the things that Elevated Truth was so frustrated with. Was the fact that they were being fed information behind the scenes, but then publicly Chris would say, just stop the fight and stop, but then doing things behind the scenes and leaking
Yes.
certain things behind the scenes that he knows is going to get a reaction. And then
Playing up
there's
certain creators. Yep.
him inviting Molly to the court date with Betty to
What?
upset Betty. Yeah, he invited her.
What?
Yeah, he invited her. She went to Betty's
Yep.
court date and they had lunch with each other.
Yep.
Oh, Molly go lightly?
Yeah.
Mhm.
God up.
Yeah.
She's
He
friends over
invited her.
here.
Hey,
She's
Andy.
she's not a foe anymore. She's a friend over here.
Yeah.
Over
People are
where? Don't
accepting
say over
her.
here. She ain't
In
no friend
well,
over
not here,
this
here,
shit.
not here,
What?
but like in Krama.
And
Yeah.
Krama, yeah. She is
Wait,
she's been going
pause.
to Jay's not while nonsense is in the chat. She's in the chat. They're all canoodling together. And it's like,
So wait,
are
just
we
Jay,
forgetting who
Granny, and
she
Clue,
is?
or everyone?
Huh?
So just because, like, I know, like, Granny and she's. I saw her back in Molly's chats. You know, like, I don't think there was ever like a problem with that relationship. So is it just like she's going into Clues and Granny's and Jay's, or everybody's?
She went on Queen's panel the other day. She's been in Jay's.
Oh,
Yeah, there and now Queen's mad at her because I don't know. I don't even know why.
maybe
But
her senses came back to her. What the fuck is going on around here?
yeah, she's been in Clues, like she's all over the place and people are just welcoming her back.
Mhm.
And wait, and people gave y'all shit for trying to give an olive branch to Dolly, and Molly's just welcomed with open arms?
I
What in
didn't
the
get shit
Twilight
No,
jumped
no,
Zone?
no,
about
no.
shit.
Nonsense wasn't on Queen Bee. MGL
Molly.
went on Queen Bee's. I was saying nonsense was in the chat with Molly, uh, which I was shocked about. I thought she would just,
But that was in
remove
Jay's, not
herself. That was
Queen's.
in Jay's. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that
wasn't
was
in
in
Queen's.
Jay's.
Yeah.
There's a
Oh
lot of
Back.
teas
my.
being thrown out there.
And we know
Wanted to
what she's
clarify.
doing. She's sub poaching. She don't give a
Oh
fuck about
yeah, Molly's
Sebastian. She
totally
don't
sub coaching.
like her calling out Betty. She's calling out herself because they're the same fucking person. She is part of the reason of why Betty is the way she is and who
But
she is.
why are these creators that have called out Molly, or if it is ones that have called her out, why are they allowing her to just come over and sub poach and spew her vileness?
Oh. Well,
Because it's
nonsense
Because
is Kate
because
said
she's
she was
aligned
on the
with
bees
Chris,
too.
because
no,
she's aligned
because
with their side.
well, it's because the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yeah, it's the get along,
So
the go along to get along. Yes.
MGL is against Betty right now. They're against Betty. So we can link up with MGL and together we can be against Betty.
It's so crazy. It's so crazy,
What?
bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my god, no. Hang on, I gotta get the dog.
And I will say Queen has from what I understand gone at Molly since Molly went on her panel. Like they're no longer good anymore. I think Soup actually plays Molly going off on Queen, if I'm not mistaken.
Well,
Um
that's the reason why Queen went off on Molly. Is Molly was first.
because I think Molly said Queen texted Chris when she found out they were at lunch together, is what Molly
Yeah.
said. I don't know if that's true or
What?
not.
And told Chris, told I
Girl.
guess allegedly, this according to Molly Golightly, mind you. We know what that's like.
Exactly.
Okay.
But allegedly, Queen texted Chris and told Chris to ask Molly why she's not answering Queen's lawyer's phone calls.
What
Because Queen
the
found out they were at lunch
fuck?
together.
At
And
Why are
Molly,
these people using these parents? How is this
it's so
protecting victims?
gross. Well, the
yeah.
parents
You're
are inserting themselves at this point. They're
oh my
down with the bullshit.
god.
But even I mean, to me, I feel like we don't know what state their minds are in, right? I can recognize, like, I feel like two things can be true, right? Like Pearl said, two things can be true. It could absolutely be they're participating in the drama, but it also could be that, like, their trauma brain is making them do things that maybe they wouldn't normally do.
Possibly.
We don't know, like, we
Possibly.
don't know them before this
But it
to
doesn't take away
be
their
able to say.
culpability. It doesn't take away their responsibility. They're going to have to deal with that in the long run.
Yeah.
If Sebastian comes back, like that's something they're going to have to deal with. They're going to be responsible for that.
This
So,
is so weird. So
girl,
weird.
here, I'll fast forward the nonsense shit here. I'll take us to Molly.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's how it goes, Revisal. Eventually, the parents will have a falling out with those creators and they'll turn on them. We saw this go down in Summer's case.
Every time you say revisal, it throws me off.
That name cracks me up, but
Okay, let's see.
When I bought a membership to her channel, while I pull this up.
Pull this up and it keeps resetting itself. So I'll go back in here and get a screenshot. But Soupy, listen, Poopy, Soupy.
Poopy, Soupy.
Poopy, Soupy.
You're so
Poopy,
original, Queen.
Soupy.
Poopy, Soupy.
That's what happens when you surround yourself with non-witty people. Some person who was not witty one day was like,
God.
you know what her name reminds me of?
People.
It makes me feel like Poopy Soupy.
Not the witty. Not the witty.
And Queen was like, oh my God, I love that. It's wonderful.
I am not a witty person at all. Everybody knows this. I'm not. My husband and my kids got all that talent. I don't have it. But I think even I could come up with something better than Poopy Soupy.
Poopy Soupy. Oh my God.
I don't know why the fuck you're over here. Speaking of.
Over where? Where was Soup?
She's saying because Soup got a membership at the Hive.
Oh, well, God, everybody gets a membership to the
You know what? I'll go grab a screenshot of her membership, and we know you got one because it was in the motherfucking chat, bitch.
Ooh.
You got shook out the bushes too, so.
Oh my God.
Cappy just rejoined mine a week ago.
Yes, know something? Cappy's never stopped paying for mine.
No, she hasn't mine either. She ain't gifted. She is renewing her membership.
Yes. Yeah, which is weird as fuck because I have nothing on members only.
Same. I don't put anything on members.
I think I have no, I don't have anything on members only. Maybe a couple of posts that show my grandkid, but that's
I don't understand what's going on. Like, is Cappy wanting to support us without saying she's wanting to support us? Because she knows I don't put anything on members only.
But it's weird, like which I don't care that she's part of the members thing. It's just weird that you're gonna call out somebody getting a gifted membership. God, everybody on the whole of YouTube has a gifted membership to Queen Bee's channel. It doesn't mean they're subbed. It doesn't mean they watch. You just get a gifted fucking membership.
Thanks to Barbecue Lady buying her spot. Yeah, everybody has a membership.
Oh my God.
I don't know about that, but I just know that everybody gets a freaking gifted membership. It's not the call out you think it is.
It used to be, a long time ago, it used to be the only people who got gifted were the people in the chat and the people in the bushes. And then all of a sudden it was like, you're not even there. You may not even be subscribed and you'll start getting gifted stuff. But that changed, I'm going to say at least a year and a half ago.
Oh my gosh.
Why that was
forgotten?
know
my account finally stopped getting gifted memberships, which is great. But I remember when they were all bragging about getting their golden crown and paying for their golden crown, which is like a year of memberships. Well, I probably have a freaking golden crown there, and I haven't paid for one membership in over 2 years. So it's not the flex you think it is. Like, it's all those gifted memberships. Like, of course, once your current viewers are saturated, it's going to start expanding to those that watch the people you watch that are in your algorithm. So if you watch nonsense and you click and interact in her streams, and because her and Queen Bee are connected and in the same algorithm, once Queen's viewership saturated with the gifted memberships, it'll start reaching out to hers. It'll start reaching out to great. Like, that's just how that works. It's not like it has nothing to do with her being a part or Soup being a part of Queen Bee's channel at all.
I agree with unsupervised maniacs. It's a violation of my rights. Memberships being forced on me.
I was laughing, but I was muted. I was taking the dog out. Sorry. Yeah, but everybody gets I got a freaking gifted membership to that freaking Table Talk when she first started coming around. I'd never even heard of her. I wasn't subbed to her. No clue who she was. And I remember, and that was way back when we were friends with Ellie, because I put in there like, who the fuck is this person?
Right.
I had no clue. Wasn't subbed or anything.
All right. So let's listen to this rant because Molly's a piece of shit.
Can you tell your dad you're live?
Huh?
Your dad wants to know, are you live?
Am I live?
Yeah,
Is this
right
live?
now?
Yeah. He's stunned.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we're having a panel day, I guess.
I guess.
So
Sorry.
she's a piece of shit. We all know it, but I got to give it to her. This rant, she wasn't wrong on a lot of it. So let's listen. It's loading on Soup's end.
Can y'all believe that?
Hell,
That's
fire.
how she spoke to someone who bought a membership.
How dare you?
It's awful.
Oh, Soup bought it.
Yes, I agree, Southern Sass.
Oh.
That's why I'm going.
Did
Hold
she
on.
buy a membership to watch
I
something?
guess so.
Soup, you traitor. You are poopy soupy.
You poopy
Handle
soupy.
it.
You poopy soupy.
The
I
poopy
just
soup
want to
is
know, what is that
boiling.
avatar? Is that like a Mortal Kombat?
No, it's a Native American
Oh.
woman.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
Corn, Molly, the bee. The bee came in under.
Okay, let me run. Okay.
Oh, the irony.
Out of here.
Oh.
It kinda
Came
does
back
look
to
like
her
one of the
panel
chicks on Mortal
yesterday
Kombat.
and
It
told
does.
her what happened in court. Broken clock is right twice a day.
I'm trying to get to where. Don't
There's nothing
cuss
I
me
can
out,
provide,
Mama.
and I am
I'm trying to get.
because
Oh
Chris
my
at lunch
god, I haven't heard that voice in so long. It's gonna give me nightmares.
And hide that. Poopy soupy.
Poopy
Man, when somebody
soupy.
buys a membership, even if you don't like them, that's not how you treat them.
No, that's money in
Yo,
your pocket.
rude,
bitch.
hateful thing. So I found somebody that got Molly's part of talking about the bee, and I want y'all to hear this. And I know I am no fan of Molly. Don't y'all worry.
you're sending clowns and fucking junkies down to Quentin Simon's house. Not okay. You got that woman.
Okay, but I will stand up for Queen on this. Queen didn't send that clown down. That was all rapper.
The clown? No, that was all
Rap,
rap.
not
Not
rapper.
rapper.
What
Rap.
was his name? Rap.
Rap, general
General
awareness.
awareness or rap.
Yeah.
But
It wasn't Queen who
was-
sent them.
it wasn't even him. It was just one of the people that watches his channel and was like, I'll go in the clown. Yeah. so he went
Yeah,
in it.
yeah.
But the crackhead, that's debatable. I don't know.
That's different. Yeah.
Up on your fucking panel that got herself fucking fired. Try to blame it on fucking us. I don't know why you fucking did that. And what did Chris say to you today? What did Chris say to you today? Because Chris at
Hey,
lunch said
Wolfie.
QB wants to know why you won't pick up the phone for her lawyer. Why?
Okay, so this is, you hear that? That's what Molly's
No,
saying.
I talked over it. Can you play it one more
Okay,
time? I'm
let
sorry.
me rewind it.
Not okay. You got that woman up on your fucking panel that got herself fucking fired. Try to blame it on fucking us. I don't know why you fucking did that. And what did Chris say to you today? What did Chris say to you today? Because Chris at lunch said QB wants to know why you won't pick up the phone for her lawyer. Why? Ask her. Why don't you text her back and say, did she ever apologize for anything that she has done or said? No. It gets worse. Not only did she not apologize, but she also never reached out herself. Common courtesy would have been, Marissa, I know we haven't gotten along. I'd be like, I don't have a problem with you. You do your thing your way. I'm over in my little fucking corner. The only thing we have in common is one thing. We don't like Bullhorn Betty. But I already told you everything about Bullhorn Betty. There's no secrets. There's nothing I can provide. And I am not going to kiss your fucking ass like everyone else does. I
Okay,
know
pause.
everyone kisses your fucking ass. I am the last.
Okay, I agree with Molly here. Why the fuck is Queen Bee reaching out through the father of a missing child asking a tragedy pimp to contact her lawyer? That's weird and
Well, why does she
manipulative. Just
think
try
that's
to
owed to her either?
Yes, and that's it. That was my next point. Like, first of all, it's weird that you're using that man to as basically as your personal secretary. Like, reach out to her yourself if you want her to contact your lawyer. But I'm not an advocate for Molly. Don't get me wrong. Don't like her. Can't stand the bitch. But why do you think she would do that for you after the way that your channel's talked about her?
Right.
I
Well,
wouldn't expect her to do something like that for me after the way I've talked about her.
are we forgetting the whole
What?
snort gate with her and Princess and Queen
Yeah.
capitalizing off of? Like,
Yeah. And
she
why would
ain't
you
gonna do the
what?
shit for you.
Why would you want that tragedy pimp's help either? Like,
Yeah.
is your case not strong enough without Molly Golightly's
It's crazy.
influence?
It's crazy.
That's fucking one that's gonna fucking bow down to you, sorry, sweetheart. I'd rather
I do not like Molly, but even a broken clock is right twice a day. The bee believes everybody should bow down to her and kiss her ass. She truly believes that. Listen, I ain't got nothing for Clue either, but she thought Clue should have came back to her panel yesterday and told her what happened in court.
Mhm.
Not thinking they were in court. They all went out to lunch. Maybe they were tired. No.
She pitched a
What?
whole okay. Clue,
Break
per
it down
usual.
for me like I'm a 5-year-old. Thank you.
So, per usual, Clue usually when it comes to the court dates, right? She'll go on Queen's panel before court, talk to them, and then she doesn't usually join Queen's panel after court. She goes on her own live stream when she gets home and gives the updates. Well, Queen thought that Clue told her the night before that she would come up after court and give them the updates. Clue never said that. They replayed it. Queen was wrong. But before she knew she was wrong, she expected Clue, when they got out of court, to come on her panel and give the updates. And so when she seen Clue on her own channel giving the updates, it set her off. And she went on this whole tyrant about it.
No, not the bee.
I'd rather not be here. I don't fucking need you for anything, and I never have.
And
You've
I
never
won't
helped
torture
me.
you all
You
too
didn't even
long.
donate $10 fucking to my fucking trip fund. So tell me again how I owe you something.
It's always about
Now
money
sit
with
down and
Molly.
shut the fuck up.
She said, sit down and shut the fuck up.
You didn't even donate $10.
You
Why
met
would
your
I
match
do
now,
anything for you? Oh my
Get the
god!
fuck out of here. You're making all this money on Sebastian. When the fuck did you show up to fucking Nashville? Get the fuck out of here.
Oh,
Another one. All fucking talk. All fucking talk. Yeah, let's just make all the money we can off you and not do a damn fucking thing.
Oh, the irony. Oh, that
Yeah.
coming from her. You're the same. You're all the same.
You're all the same.
I know.
Bullhorn, Molly, the bee. The bee came in under the guise of the anti-tragedy
Yes, she
movement.
did.
She's
That mask fell.
slithered her way in and then showed everybody real quick what a tragedy pimp she was. You're all
They get
the
a taste
same.
of that money in those memberships.
When was the last
It changes everything, don't it?
It does.
fucking time
Demonetize
that you
your
did a fundraiser
videos.
connected?
Yeah,
See how,
demonetize. Yeah, I said, you know what?
Mhm.
I took my monetization off the other day because I was like, I'm not going live. I just don't care to make money
Yeah.
for calling out these motherfuckers. I just don't. And it's not right for people's memberships to keep renewing when I'm not even giving content unless I fucking feel like
Well,
it.
and
You
I'm
know?
not even saying like they should be demonetized. I don't feel like that. Everybody get your money where you want it. My point is an experiment. Like you turn that off, and I bet you it's not going to be the same type of content. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
Like, because
absolutely.
it is. It's about money. The same way it was for Molly, Dolly, JLR, Betty. Now it's the exact same for all these other people. They just do it from the comfort of their couch.
Yep.
Plain and simple.
To childhood autism, cancer, anything.
Yes, unsupervised. This was last night.
Never fucking happens. It never fucking happened, and it never fucking will. Period.
Oh,
Bye, Wolfie.
It's not gonna fucking happen.
And then the bee dropped a link for Molly. I thought, now why did you do that, stupid? You know you can't
Stupid.
handle Molly. Like her or don't, Molly will take a link. And the bee, she cannot stand against nobody. All she can do is cuss.
Wait, did they go at each other on a panel?
What am I? Is it?
No. No,
Oh.
she dropped the link,
Oh.
but Molly didn't go up. I don't even know if Molly knew that she dropped the
Because
link.
people are catching on to this. The only reason for half the lies, half the dropped links, half the call outs is it's the same as the locale shit. To get those people to come over to your panel, for the fight to happen on your panel, the call out to happen on your panel, you get the content, you get the money, the views, the membership during all of that. People realized this a long time ago. Nobody's going to give that to you. Clue's not going to give you her content. Molly's not going to, people are going to stop hopping up there. I tried to explain that to someone a long time ago. They're going to keep lying and nitpicking on your name to get you to come up and defend yourself so that it brings a big drama to their channel. And then they have they reap all the benefits from that, and they don't even have to say a damn word. They can, sit back and not even engage and come back 20 minutes later and be like, "Oh no, what's happening?" Like, but they have all of the engagement. It's a game.
And Dad, I'm sorry. Yeah, I deleted the other night. I was just so fucking over YouTube. I got rid of my memberships. I got rid of all my wrenches. I was able to add Deets and Nunya back as my wrenches, but I couldn't add Kay or Remy because I guess I wasn't having the right handles, and I couldn't add you and Mom back. Because you didn't come up under Papa Jones and Mom didn't come up under Fur Baby. So I have to wait until y'all comment for me to add your wrench back.
That's not live. That's
I
all it would have been. God, you
go ahead.
Can I answer Amethyst's question?
Yeah.
So she said, why is MGL being welcome back? Does TOS state creators cannot host her on panel? No.
They can.
They can host her on panel. She technically on her own channel is ban evading, and eventually eventually YouTube will catch up with her, but then she may just go and create a new YouTube channel because she's not permabanned
just like Natasha
from YouTube.
See, that was just another lie that creators ran with to go at someone. So when Laura had Molly on her panel, the narrative from so many people became, "Oh my God, Laura's sponsoring a ban evader. She could get her channel taken down because Molly's up there. Molly's not allowed to be up there." It just became something that they could try to attack a person with. And the fact is, no, if you are banned from YouTube, you can still be a guest on someone's panel. You could be a frequent guest. You can't be a known host who's making, benefiting off that. Like if she was on Cluminati's panel every day and it became the Clue and Molly show, you couldn't do that. That's ban evading. So it's circumventing.
Unsupervised MGL's channel is monetized somehow. Well, that just means it's in somebody else's
It's
name.
monetized through somebody else's name.
It's probably in Walter's name.
That's all. Yeah. Well, it could be anybody.
Anybody,
could be one of her
really.
subs potentially.
Yeah.
So.
She's got some diehard Patreons, so I wouldn't doubt it.
And the thing with YouTube is it takes forever for them to catch up to that stuff. Like if someone were to turn it in and prove that it's, Molly running it day in and day out, it could take them a year before they catch on and fix it.
There's only been one. There was one group of people against one creator at one point in time that I know of, and that the creator had gotten banned from YouTube. And every time she would create a new channel, this group of people would go through,
Natasha,
they would tag YouTube on Twitter, reporting, they would do all those things. And she would only have a channel for a couple of, maybe a couple days, if not a week. And then boom, it's gone.
Yep.
And then she'd create another channel and they do the same thing, but they stayed on her to the point where now she just went to a different platform and is on that platform.
Well, there's two I can think of. Critical K and Natasha Cooper were both like that.
Oh, okay. Well, the person I was talking about isn't either one of those people, so I guess there's three.
So there's three. Yeah. I agree with Frenchie too.
Just takes a dedicated enough group.
Yeah.
Yeah. As soon as that's it. Yeah, she is. Well, she's not YouTube banned. Her channel is down. Yeah, and Natasha Cooper is back somehow too.
To be without losing my voice. And then she would have dropped her.
Don't you ever think that I owe you something? Because
that's right, Southern Sass. We are not like Clue.
I'm not doing shit for nobody. And the only people I do favors for are fucking friends. Period. So tell your lawyer, don't fucking call me. You gotta fucking. You should have a
call
bigger
me.
fucking problem.
Tell your lawyer, don't fucking call me.
Don't call me.
And then guess who I saw in Molly's?
Who?
At Dang Chrisit.
Who?
You see Chris in
Oh.
Molly's, Clues, the Bees,
Yeah.
Grannies, and she'll talk shit about all of them.
Yep.
Like
With
she
the
can't
facts.
be seen.
Yeah, now, I shouldn't be your fucking problem.
Wait,
Your fucking problem
pause.
is the fact that
Y'all
Chris,
reacting to Soup like she's right there talking to
I tell you what, she's our
That's
friend right now.
It's
Who else
cracking
here?
me the fuck up on mute.
It's the point, Nunya. I felt so left out when I heard this these conversations. I was like, well, I got a lot to say. I wish I was in this conversation.
Soup is great at impressions, Maniac. She's like, she kills it.
she's over here in court saying free speech,
Hey, Tina.
free speech.
Well, Bradley, what's interesting, just a couple of days ago, they were all cool with Molly. Now look at them. Look
Yep.
at them.
Oh,
These people, none of them are friends.
Nope.
That's
no.
why her and Clue are going to fall out. Her and Granny are going to fall out.
Oh, the
I ain't
time is
got-
coming, and they say, well, that's what they want. I don't necessarily want it, but I look forward to seeing it because it's gonna happen. And I love
I don't even want to see
human
it.
nature. We love a shit show.
Yeah.
Nothing for Granny, but Granny can run circles around most of these people.
Hey, RJH.
Well, Granny
Especially
can
the bee.
out-talk them. She can out-talk them, that's for sure. She'll just keep talking and talking and talking and talking, and you'll forget what the fuck you even started the conversation about.
Oh,
That's a
yeah.
fact.
Yeah, it is. You've always said that too. You've always
Mhm.
told me that.
Especially the bee. But they're all going to fall out because they were never friends. It's
Mhm.
all competition.
Yep.
Speech, free speech, free speech. And she's got a lawyer up there making an asshole out of himself. But her free speech, her free speech. Are you picking up what I'm saying yet? Are you picking up what I'm saying yet?
I didn't
Put your
get the
hands
subliminal
down. There will
that
be
she was
clues.
dropping here.
I don't get what she's trying
I
to
don't.
drop.
I don't either. We're not picking up what you're putting down, Miss Molly.
I don't watch it all to understand. Yeah, I'm not getting
Yeah, I
all
don't.
what she's saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
Look
was
at
dropping
us.
some subliminals there, but I didn't understand that at all.
I agree,
Me either.
Amethyst.
So you don't have free speech.
What?
Yeah, anything? No?
I don't think Soup gets it
Gotcha.
either.
Okay,
You didn't
I
pick that up.
maybe okay, maybe Molly is getting that Betty's going after Queen Bee for saying what she said about her sleeping with Dolly, right? And it
Mhm.
being slander, and Queen Bee standing on the freedom of speech. Well, Queen Bee said a lot of shit about Molly.
And she's not
And-
going after her for her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe. I don't know. I'm guessing here because I really am not picking up what Molly's throwing down, but maybe it's something to do with all that.
Maybe.
Let's tell you. Queen
Yeah, it's all out there, Bradley.
Bee, no, actually, what I said was you were all about being a
Oh my God. I agree with you, Just Irish. Now that that's done, man, it's going to be a case of let the dead bury the dead. Watch what I tell you. And I don't mean that literally.
against Betty, but won't answer my. Well, I won't answer your attorney call because I'm not doing you a fucking favor. I don't owe you anything. Your attorney.
Wait a minute. What is she talking about? Did
I
the
don't know,
bee
Sue.
want her? Which it's hard to believe either one of them. Did the bee want her to talk to her attorney? Kind of
Yeah.
find that hard to believe.
I don't.
I don't find it hard to believe
I
at
don't find
all.
it hard to
I think
believe at
she's got
all.
a comrade because they're both against Betty now.
Mm-hmm.
Attorney, can you speak to not Bullhorn Betty, but Molly Golightly? I don't think so. I think Molly just got excited.
He means nothing to me. Oh, so you think that we're gonna hate bond over her? That's not gonna happen. It's being real. No, I think you're fake as fuck.
Hey, Chaos Queen. Oh, stick around. I got
Listen.
something for
It is
Listen,
fake as fuck.
it is
Like,
fake as fuck. Hate bonding is very real, and it
Yeah.
happens all the time here. If I don't like you today, odds are I'm not gonna like you tomorrow, and next week's not looking too good for you either.
Mhm.
If I don't fuck with you, I don't fuck with you, period,
It
right?
goes back
There's
to that
no greater good
comprehension.
that's going to override how I feel, right? But
Why
the
would you
funny
even
thing
want to
is
use
like hate
Molly?
bonding says for the greater good of something, we can be friends, we can get along to go against that person or that side or that thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, fuck the
Oh,
Well,
greater good is
it
my
goes to
stance.
please,
that
Pearl.
comprehension of hate bonding. Like people say, like, okay, because I don't like Molly or Granny, but if I go and I agree with something Brittany J says, then I'm hate bonding. Like, no, I still don't like her either. And like, I don't like the Bee or Molly. And if I agree with something Molly said, I'm not hate bonding with Molly. Nope, still don't like her. Still don't
Yeah.
agree with her on 90% of the shit. But this here's comical that the Bee actually thought that Molly would help her in her lawsuit. But it goes back to her being fake. Like she would do this isn't brand new information. You know, she dragged Molly for filth and called her out, and rightfully so most of the time, on being a
Mm-hmm.
tragedy pimp, and now expects her to go along to get along because they both hate Betty.
Betty.
It's the same with Granny. She drugged Granny for filth multiple times on her
Yep.
panel. But then now that they've got a common enemy in the green team, they're cool. Same thing
Yeah.
with, Clue and Hills. We know what she was saying about Hills behind the scenes, and then how she presented it on camera. Like it's all fake as fuck. They're all fake as
They're
fuck.
all spineless. That's what I say. Like they have no backbone. They stand on nothing. They stand for nothing, and they fall for everything. Like it's
If
insane.
that person, if like Molly or Greenie, will benefit them later down the line, whether it be through something like a lawyer
Yeah.
or through subscribers and money, then they'll be okay with them and they'll be cool. And I think what's wild to watch is the chat. The chat that was just dragging those people for filth, a month ago or even a day ago. Now that the creator is cool with them because it benefits the creator, the chat's just like,
Whiplash.
oh my God, we've always loved Molly. She's
I
the best thing
know.
ever.
Can
It
I
really
2
is
days later, we hate her.
whiplash worthy.
can I just point out something real quick while we're speaking on hate bonding?
Sure.
Because I feel like people are at some point in time gonna say that currently we're hate bonding with Ellie. I just
Nope.
want to point out and
Oh, I didn't
speak
even
and,
think about
and
that.
speak for myself and say Ellie has always been welcome in my chat as long as she ain't, shit stirring, right? And I don't have no issues with her. I just don't fuck with her. Like there's no like I'm indifferent to her. So it's not hate bonding. Just I want to put that out for myself because I feel like that's how it's, gonna be presented. I don't hate bond with nobody.
And I still have her blocked, and I always will because I'm sick of her shit. So there's that.
I
Well,
cleared
I
my
just wanted
block
to point it
list.
out. That's all.
I cleared at least once a month, and I seen Ellie on
Yeah.
there, and I cleared it. I was like, "Fuck it," because, come
Yeah,
on,
and you had
man.
announced, Jonesy, you had announced a little while ago
Mhm.
during one of your streams that you removed everybody from your blocked list.
Yeah, I did because
If
I
I
mean,
removed
it's just
everybody, I'd probably still add her back.
Okay. All right.
she's back.
I ain't hate bonding.
I just was pointing it out. I'm not trying, Ellie, I hope you don't feel like that's an attack on you. I just feel
I
like
don't care if
I
you
could
do.
see, like, because she's a part of this conversation right now,
People are
like
gonna
I
be
could
saying
see
stuff.
people saying
Mhm.
something. So I just felt like it was important to put that out there.
Well, as
Okay.
long as Ellie's respectful and, she can have her own opinions that differ from others. As long
Yeah.
as she's respectful, I don't care if she's here. I really don't. We're not braiding each other's hair anymore. But I don't
Yeah.
mind that she's in the chat.
Revisal said it perfectly. Molly is not going to help Chris find Sebastian. What she will do is start fires everywhere. Absolutely. That
Yeah.
is spot on.
All right, I got
And
13 minutes
honestly, I
before I go
have
back to
no
work.
fire extinguishers.
Mhm.
I'm going to play a couple of more minutes of this and then I'm going to shut it down because I got to go back to work.
Okay.
For y'all here in a little bit too.
That's what I think. I think you're fake as fuck. You could have fucking easily fucking picked up the phone or sent me a fucking email. You didn't do that. Instead, you're sending messages to Chris at lunch. right in front of me. I'm not doing nothing for you,
Weird.
Scooby. Kiss my fucking ass. You've done nothing for me.
So she's saying that the bee was sending messages to Chris Proudfoot at lunch.
So
I could kind of see that happening because she's freaking out because she's thinking that all these people are out to lunch together instead of hopping on
she
her
has
panel and
FOMO.
tell.
FOMO, yeah, they're not on her
FOMO.
panel. Oh,
Is the hive losing its grip on the watering hole and the bee is having
oh
FOMO?
no, Molly's gonna take over the watering hole. Oh,
Telling her what's happened. Oh, thank you, Past. Member for 1 month. Super Soups. Message.
Coming down here to show support for this kid. Never.
Oh, Grandma Sherry, I hope you're feeling better. We love you.
but let's be real, Molly ain't down there to show support for the kid either. She's there to piss
no.
Betty off. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Everybody be cool, Pearl's here.
Uh-oh.
You're never going to show support for this kid. You're never going to show support for this family. All it is fucking kissing ass to get him up on your fucking stage so you can sit there with 6 other fucking people doing your job where you roll up fucking blunts. You are not my fucking type of people.
Okay, she didn't lie there.
That's true.
Like I said,
Oh, that's why
even a broken clock can be
she
right
spoke a few truths.
twice. The bee can never handle a show on her own. She's got about 8 people
Right,
up there,
Beaver.
all of them over talking each other. She's asleep, snoring, blaming it on the poor dog Duke, or
What?
as Eliza says,
Yes.
chasing the hairless cat. Heck, she's even went and ran errands before. Poor OB Tim sitting up there like, oh, gee, I don't know, guys. I don't know where she went. But anyway, frozen bananas. Good grief, B. Do better.
Get the fuck out of here. Say what you want to fucking say. I
agree, Eliza. She can be, I don't like her, but she can be funny sometimes. Like her, don't.
I agree with
Sometimes
that.
I agree with that. I don't like her, but
I don't like her, but
definitely can be
sometimes she
funny.
cracks my ass up. She's stupid.
Yeah.
She is stupid.
fucking above you, and I will always be fucking above you.
Oh,
Handle your own shit.
No.
Handle your own fucking shit.
Not pulling a
her.
Joneson. I am better than you.
I am that
God.
sick bitch.
I am that bitch. I'll do it again.
Okay, unsupervised.
Look, and
You'll be a
this is
part
the
of the
moment where Molly realized she, in fact, is not better than anybody.
Right? Oh my gosh, this is
God.
comical. Why didn't you tell me about this?
I just found out about it this morning before I
Okay.
went live.
I
Oh
came
my
in after
goodness.
that.
I mean, I knew that Queen had went off because somebody said Queen was going off. So I knew that Queen went off on Molly because she felt like, what the fuck are y'all doing going out to lunch with this heifer? But I didn't know that Molly had said something before, which is what caused her to go off until
But
this
she
morning.
had supported her just a few days prior.
Yeah, she let her on
Oh
her
my-
panel.
To do what? Like what happened on their panel?
I don't know. I didn't watch that.
Okay.
She just offered the panel to her for whatever reason.
For the content. Yeah.
For
okay.
the content.
Mm-hmm.
You play. Yeah, it'll be here. Good having you unsupervised as always.
What happened
That's
this
your
morning,
fucking
Gigi?
problem. You tell your fucking attorney to get this shit thrown out. You still haven't done that. Why?
Money.
She's making too much damn money off this
Yeah.
lawsuit. The
Right.
bee said earlier, oh my gosh, y'all, that how did she word it? That her and her subs
Or
have
struggling.
almost went broke.
Yeah, she was like, when me and my subs are over here struggling to afford this lawsuit, then shut it down.
Wait, who said that?
Queen?
Her and her subs are struggling
Yeah.
to
You know,
provide for this
For the lawsuit.
lawsuit.
Do her and her subs know she did not have to counter sue Betty, which is probably what's costing the bulk of the money?
Oh, Deeds. Now you stop that. The community made
wanted
her
this.
countersuit.
Yeah.
Deeds. It was the community's choice.
And
Yep.
don't get it twisted to those who think I'm saying like, I'm not supporting the lawsuit or whatever it was. I can't even remember the allegation that was thrown out at me. I'm just saying like that's the bulk of the like a countersuit is definitely going to be more expensive than defending yourself in a lawsuit. So
Absolutely.
I'm just confused as to like where the breakdown is there.
I mean, especially because it's almost 2 years in,
Right.
and you're not even like you're not close to ending. So
Mm-mm.
Support
Really?
or paying for this lawsuit. Her and her subs. That's the words she used.
Yeah,
Just give
struggling so
BTN
bad she can't pay for car insurance. How about that?
the opportunity to talk
What?
smack on bitch. Oh God.
She got pulled over for not having car insurance. Center's been covering it.
Oh my gosh.
She was given a ticket because she didn't have car insurance, which is
Oh,
a good
that's
question. If
okay.
you got all this money coming in and you can't get your car insurance,
Oh yeah, that
that,
is true.
that ain't,
Like, why don't you have
that's
car
stupid.
insurance?
It's just something stupid on the side.
That's dangerous. Like if you were to hit someone else and not have
Yeah,
insurance, like
considering you're
that's gonna cost you and your subs a shit ton of money if that were to happen.
Now, if he can talk about
oh my
BHB,
god,
he's good.
Oh,
Okay,
gosh.
he will sit up there
It
and
would.
ramble for days.
Makes no fucking sense. You think that I'm gonna come to your fucking rescue? What are you fucking high? You must be fucking high. I know I
You
am
must
fucking
be
high.
high.
I'm doing nothing for you.
Oh, really, Grandma? Yelling at the kids while driving and streaming? That's against the law, by the way. I ain't being a Karen here. But seriously, they will.
Listen, I ain't
And they're
gonna
really
be a
cracking.
Karen. I've been on my phone and yelling at my kids all while driving. Probably
Me
had
too.
my foot up in my seat too, just because that's how I drive. So I don't care about all that.
Crazy.
Probably
Down on
also
it
had
now.
a
If they
stream playing in the background or
Yeah.
in your
But
headphones.
you know what's funny though? I've also never
Hey,
called
Zero
out and
Jules.
condemned Betty for streaming while driving and accused her of, being worse than a drunk driver and being dangerous and blah blah blah, and then turned around and done the exact same damn thing.
Yep.
So there's
Yeah,
that.
I've never done that. Hi, Zero Jules.
Zero.
see you doing anything, your phone better not even be on your lap. It better be somewhere else.
That's
I
right.
owe you nothing.
That's right. She was pulled over and it was Center's mom's fault because she was on the phone with Center's mom when she
What?
got pulled over.
Wait! Why the fuck is she calling Sitter's mom?
I don't know. I thought maybe because he contacted her
He-
baby daddy or something, but no,
What?
Center
He
says he
didn't
didn't.
contact his mom. His mom called her.
Yeah. Yeah, that's her story, and she's sticking to it.
What is
Yeah.
wrong with these?
But the thing is everybody kisses her ass. I'm not kissing your
Lost the
fucking ass.
fucking plot.
That was it, Eliza. Her and her subscribers struggling to pay for a lawsuit. That's what she said.
I'd rather eat shit than eat your fucking whatever you're fucking serving. It's not happening. I'm not your fucking friend.
I need the whole
I'm not your
story,
fucking
Remy.
friend. I'm nobody's fucking friend in this fucking area. I have the people
Oh,
that fucking took care of
listen.
me. I have my fucking friend.
Molly Golightly is incapable of friendship. Like, she is a
No.
narcissist, in my opinion, through and through. I don't think that there are any real relationships happening in that woman's life.
And you know what, Remy, I can't give Deets the whole story because I don't know the whole story. I know bits and pieces because I don't catch every live.
Listen, I don't even know if I want to know the whole story.
No, you
This
don't,
is
because it'll
just
pull right back in. We don't want no parts of this.
complete nonsense, and no pun intended there, but this is just complete and utter nonsense.
All right, I'm gonna let it play 2 more minutes.
And she means that. She means that shit right there. She's nobody's friend.
Yeah, they were beef
And
first.
TM was in there too, which pissed off the bee. And I find that hilarious because the bee has let Tiffany Marie on her panel so many times.
Oh my God, Remy.
To disrespect her panel guest and some of her friends. And there's TM. She don't care. She don't care about you, B. She said one time, she said, I'm going to
She said it
paraphrase. I
in
got the
her live
screenshot
stream.
somewhere.
She
Something
said
about her
that
being an idiot.
Pretty much she uses
a
Queen Bee.
useful puppet. Yeah, she's
Yeah,
a
useful
useful
idiot.
puppet.
Yeah.
Useful idiot. That's what it was. She said Queen Bee is a useful idiot. She can get her to do what she wants.
She sure
And
did.
She sure did.
She sure did.
Her panel, because she allows her to say and do what she wants.
Yep.
Mhm.
She did.
That the bee allows Tiffany to do and say what she wants. She uses her. She doesn't stop her. And you know what? She wasn't wrong.
I've met fucking most of them. I know who my fucking people are. I don't fucking need you telling me what I need to fucking do and telling me that we're gonna fucking hate bonds. What are you fucking saying? I would love to meet. You know what? What's our fucking address?
Oh shit.
That's why you're using them too to grow your channel. All right, I'm gonna screenshot what she just said right there. You know, I'll do it.
This is so
That's
funny.
why you're using them to. All right, how does that make sense, Queen Bee? How am I
Queen
using
went in her chat.
them to grow?
Oh my god.
Queen went
What?
in
You have
MGL.
to
That's
go,
what MGL is
Jonesy?
reading, right?
I can go till 1:45. Hold on.
I'm gonna need you to call in sick. What the heck?
YouTube. Hey, be careful.
Not us encouraging her to call in sick for YouTube bullshit.
Well, I'm
It's Good
joking.
Friday.
I'm joking, but
It's
like,
Good Friday. Religious reasons.
seriously, I just am like, I'm not
I
gonna
love
watch
you.
this on my own. I'd only watch it with you two, but this is killing me. It's so funny.
I don't know.
Max
I
said-
didn't know she did.
Max said them kids can stay at school.
Right? They need to get more educated. Leave them there.
Okay. Oh God. If I had the video, does anybody have the link to that video? I wonder if they showed it though.
Which
No,
video?
Molly rarely brings up comments on the.
So
like, puts them
all
on
we
the
got
screen.
is her response. I guess we're gonna have to.
I think she got blocked, but I don't know. It sounded
We're gonna
like
have
he
to
was
piece it
reading
together.
A comment.
a comment at that point in
Yeah.
time.
Hey, Nicole.
Grow my
Hi,
channel.
Colby.
I'll wait.
Okay, I'm gonna go back.
Screenshot what she just said right there. You know, I'll do it.
Oh, yeah.
That's why you're
He
using them
said
to.
it.
All right, how does that make sense, Queen Bee? How am I using them to grow my channel?
Oh, Molly's using the Proudfoots to grow her channel.
What the fuck is the bee
Molly!
doing? And Clue and Nonsense and Granny.
These bitches. I can't.
They're all doing it.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
I'll wait.
Oh, I think the bee came in. And the bee did say last night that she was sub poaching. Hey,
That Molly
I
was
think
so-
she's already Molly, that is, at 11,000 subs. It's only up from there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
And
my gosh, it's like
maybe
roles have
she is.
flipped.
Maybe she is.
You see
Oh my
Katie's?
God.
Do you see hashtag? Have you ever seen any of these on my channel? Until you have, shut the fuck up.
Okay, she has
Oh, my God.
hashtag.
I fucking live for this.
Oh, my God.
This is comical.
That's embarrassing.
Sebastian Rogers.
Imagine
hashtag Chris
being told off by
Proudfoot.
MGL and it being the truth.
Wait,
Oh, I know.
this is so funny. Like, if you were to go back 2.5 years ago and tell me, after all the times that Molly Golightly was called out for hashtagging victims and their families by the bee, that in 2.5 years, Molly
be
would
the
come
one
on
calling the
this
bee out?
platform calling the bee out for hashtagging family.
That's why I said we live in
I
wouldn't
upside
believe
down
it.
world.
It is
Oh my
the upside
gosh.
down.
It is totally.
Those are the
This
only
is
two I
so
could see. She's
funny.
got like 4 wrote down. But
When you become
Molly
the thing you
used to
claim
do
you
the
hate.
same thing. The bee does it too. Yeah, she hashtags. She'll have nothing but a complete drama stream. Tag
Mm-hmm.
Sebastian. Molly used to do the same. Hasn't already.
Using them how? I didn't photograph them. I didn't record them.
Oh, really, Crystal? The bee came in, chat. QB came in like she was in charge of the. That's what she always does. She
She
thinks
always
she
does
runs
that.
something. You don't run nothing nowhere.
I'll
Yeah.
cover this on my
You
own
barely
channel.
run your mouth
Tell her, poopy soup.
because you
Go,
fall
Soupy
asleep.
Poopy.
Oh, she said, could you fall? Because you fall asleep. She must be falling asleep on her panels or something. I don't know.
I have no idea.
But I trust Soup, so.
What are you fucking lying to yourself? You might as well just fucking sit in the same playpen as fucking Betty. You are both fucking delusional.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
You guys are so fucking fake. It's absolutely unfucking real. You're just like her. You're just fucking like her. You're just like her.
Oh my God.
Don't be
not
mad.
Molly
Look, I won't kiss your
Golightly telling Queen Bee she's just like Bull. Betty is gonna be my man.
They're all alike. This is insane.
Ass? Fuck out of here. You got another fucking thing coming if you think that I'm gonna fucking kiss your low life ass.
Oh.
And it's true. Ugh, I hate to say it because it's Molly. She's pissed off the bee because Molly won't kiss her ass. She thinks everybody should bow down to her. In her mind, she really thinks she's a queen bee.
She does.
Well,
It's wild
that's
to
because
me.
people have built her
People
up.
put her there. Yeah,
Yeah.
they put her in that.
Mm-hmm.
She's done that in our chat before, the jerks.
Mine
I've
too.
seen her come
Done
in
it in
other
mine.
chats like she runs something. Girl, ain't nobody scared of you, please. Who lied to you?
Who lied
heifer.
to you?
Fucking worthless. Absolutely fucking worthless. You can't even carry a fucking live on your own. Get the fuck out of here. You got the whole.
That's true too. She can't carry a live on her own. She does good to do 15 minutes, and then here comes B Tim. So
Somebody.
what happened?
He's not
with
going to go
Bullhorn Betty?
past 25 minutes. Now, mind you, the first 25 minutes of the show is the intro.
I can't.
But the next 25 minutes after that, you can guarantee somebody is going to be up there.
Do you remember? Someone challenged her to do a live on her own. Like they kept saying basically what Molly is. I think it was Laura. God, she's gonna do a live on me because I've mentioned her name. But like, I think she challenged the Bee to do a live on her own because basically saying all of this same shit. Bee did a live and. She was,
It was
I don't know,
rough.
20, 25 minutes in. Yeah, it was rough as fuck. She was begging people to come up and she's like, fuck it. If nobody wants to be here, I'll just leave then. And she, shuts down the live stream and goes away. Like, it was really bad.
Yeah.
That's the only one I'd ever seen her do. Now, this was a long time ago because it was when I was still watching her, but it was rough.
And you're
So,
absolutely right,
Molly's
Revival.
not
She would.
wrong. Mm.
Today. Good grief. And
He
then
already
that
did.
cheesy whatever.
Oh,
and then
yeah,
this
she-
one, that one.
Because she
Oh
was
my
against the
She-
Proudfoot.
Yeah, she came here claiming she heard it was right after she came back and she heard little bits of it because she was trying to call out Betty and she was like, I don't know what's wrong with that guy, but he had something to do with it. Like, yeah, Molly was
Yeah, she
already
did.
in
But apparently she apologized to Chris and Katie, and
and
now
they're
they're
good.
buddies.
Because
And
it
Queen
feels
is
like
pissed.
this is just my opinion and my observation, but it seems like when a channel calls out Chris and Katie for something or has an opinion like Molly did, he contacts them. He reaches out to that creator and begins
Yeah.
a relationship with them.
It seems that way.
Which, in my opinion,
God,
is
boy.
where some of the manipulation can come in.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Because there's not, that I'm aware of, there's not one channel that has hosted him that has not had a private conversation with him first.
I agree.
I think the only one I can think of is Web Sleuth. and
Web
we know
Sleuth
how
may
that
be
went.
the only one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe.
Maybe. I don't know.
Voices, where you at? Where you been?
Oh, she's in trouble because she was talking shit to Tim from Crafton and told them that the Bee's been buying her likes or subs or something like that.
What?
Yeah, she's
The
in
Voices
trouble.
turned on the Bee?
Yeah, for
Would've
now.
saw that
You know, this is
coming.
like the 5th time, but yeah.
We could have never predicted that.
I heard something happen between the Bee and Voices again. Where'd she go? Voices. Come on out.
Big Ange.
Trailer park up on your fucking stage. Shit, you even walk away to go fucking food shopping. Are you the same fucking person? I think you fucking are. You know what? I wish we were having this fucking conversation face to face.
Wait.
I really do. I wish we were having this conversation face to face. I don't think you'd fucking last very long.
Ooh.
What's the matter? Everybody's fucking kissing your ass all the time, right?
Can you pause,
Fucking
Jay?
sit down.
Yep.
Did she just say she has a whole trailer park up on her panel?
Yes, she
No,
did.
I didn't hear that.
Okay, I'll go back. She
Oh
did.
my
I was
God.
too busy laughing. I'm sorry.
Okay, let's see.
Trailer
Fucking stage.
park?
Shit, you even walk away to go fucking.
And then this one, that one. Oh my God. Voices. Voices. Where you at?
Where you at,
Where you
girl?
been? I heard something happened between the Bee and Voices again. Where'd she go? Voices. Come on out.
She had it.
Trailer park up on your fucking stage.
Yeah,
Shit,
she
you-
did. She said you got a trailer
cool.
park.
I don't know if all of them have. What the crap?
Don't be trailer park shaming people, Molly.
Don't be
Right?
trailer park shaming.
You even walk away to go fucking food shopping. Are you the same fucking person?
In
I
this
think you fucking are.
economy?
You know what? I wish we were having this fucking conversation face to face. I really do. I wish we were having this conversation face to face.
Oh God.
I don't think you
that'd be
fucking last
terrible.
very long. Oh, what's the
Okay,
matter? Everybody's fucking kissing your ass all the time, right? Sit down.
Mm.
Sit down. Go roll a blunt. Go do whatever it is that you fucking do. Go make some fucking oatmeal. Go do something weird. Go spark up alive. Hey, you guys. We're gonna talk about Seth Rogers.
Oh my God.
Here's the link. Everybody wants to come in here.
Sounds like a fucking bison in heat or something. What is she doing? What is she doing?
Oh my God. What the hell was that?
Somebody hold me. That
Crazy
was
as some
insane.
fucking loon bat, man.
Oh my God.
Hold on, I'm gonna fucking hurl. Oh, I think there's a fucking earthquake and
Oh my
Y'all don't get
God.
mad at me, but I can't help but get tickled.
Oh
okay,
my
Steve.
God. That
We're
is
tickled,
terrible.
too.
She sounds possessed.
She
I'm
does.
sorry.
Such a bad person.
Oh my God, who said that?
Josh's impersonation is so much better than Molly's.
I can't. What the fuck was that?
I don't know if I've
I'm
ever heard
crying.
his.
Literal tears. Sounded like a zombie.
Southern
Zombie,
sass. Man,
yeah.
you hit the nail on the head. Let's talk about that for a minute. Where is that?
Like
There it is.
poltergeist.
God, Southern sass is speaking my language.
They're talking about
Why
her
even
intro.
go live? Okay. If your intro is going to
Sue
be
hates a long intro.
okay,
She
maybe I'm
does.
exaggerating, but I'm pretty close. It's at least an hour long. I can't help but get tickled at.
Maybe I exaggerated, but it's at least an hour long.
It's forever.
Molly at this part. Don't y'all get mad at me. It's just fun. It's just funny.
Hey,
Yes,
funny,
she
it's funny.
does. Stars.
same tornado simultaneously outside my house. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh my God. Stop.
It's a mix of Arabic meets a garbage truck. What language is that?
Arabic?
Listen, I'm not getting into fucking bombshell. Like, I'm not fucking getting into you. You guys are too fucking easy to crack on. Sit the fuck down.
God, that is so true. The big
Can you imagine being
And a garbage
Molly
truck.
Golightly just said it's too easy to roast you.
Yeah. If I
This
was
woman
that's
who
embarrassing.
smelled her boob and said it was like a chicken
Chicken
cutlet.
cutlet.
Yes.
Saying
The lady whose nipples look like the googly eyes that swirl all around in the little plastic. Like,
Man.
I
Jonesy,
cannot.
Yes.
Jonesy, can we come back after you take care of them damn kids and finish?
You by then we're not gonna want us. We're not gonna want to. We're gonna be like, fuck these bitches.
I don't
What
know.
we get
That was,
ourselves into going back into this.
that was too funny. These idiots all that was funny. I'm sorry. And Arabic and a garbage truck.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I wish I
Oh,
didn't have to go to
goodness.
work so I could finish it, but I think that was almost it of the Molly video anyways, because it was only like a 10-minute video.
Well, someone said something funny happened today. I need to hear
Yeah,
about
what
that.
happened today? It was Gigi. Gigi said something happened funny today.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know.
Right.
I
I'll
guess
get
we'll
off here
figure
so
it
you can
out.
go to work.
Fine.
Oh, thank you for the laughs.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Look,
Been
Nicole
real.
said it's up to you, Deets. You got to start
Well-
up live now.
I wouldn't
wouldn't
even
know
know
where
what to. Yeah, I don't. Even...
Yeah, she wouldn't even know where to go and look. We'll
Goodness
see
gracious.
if we can
Maybe we'll
convince
talk
Jonesy
Jones
for
into
later
it
on.
later.
I mean,
Maybe.
I'm down for it, but y'all know we change our minds, so
We do.
Yeah, we do. Just don't
we're
hold your
gonna
breath
wait
for
and
it,
see
okay?
how everybody
If you
feels.
see Jones in Fire Up Alive, just get your pibs and your popcorn and know we're gonna have some laughs. If
Yeah,
you don't,
this is what we're gonna do.
sorry,
Yeah.
we're fickle bitches. You know that.
Yeah. Sometimes we fuck with these hoes and sometimes we don't. Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Thank y'all for being here. I did not know that Soup went that far into the Queen Bee content, but whatever. It is what it is. I'm probably gonna catch some strays from this. But whatever. I'll just ignore it. But I just thought this was I knew the nonsense part was the part I wanted to focus on. I hope y'all had a good time. I had a good time. Make sure you hit the like on your way out, and maybe I'll catch you later. It depends on our moods, our evening moods. We change like the wind, baby. All right, catch you later, guys. Bye.
Yeah. We don't raise the dead around here. Let's go. Pull up on the scene, yeah, you know what it is. Exposing all these fakes, they be playing with the biz. Lighting up the blunt while I'm calling out the grift. Talk slick that, now you caught up in the rift. Ain't no seance, ain't no summon, no ghost, but I'll haunt these frauds when they doing the most. Gummies in my system, yeah, I'm vibing real chill. Till they cross the line, then I'm going for the kill. Johnson don't play, yeah, you better step back. Call out the cap, put the truth on the map. Roll up the blunt, let the real ones relax. But cross that line, ain't no coming back. Johnson don't play, we don't mess with that fake. Keep it 100, we ain't here for no snakes. Light one up, let the smoke elevate. But test my vibe, watch the whole earth shake. Talking real loud, but they moving like clowns. Trying to raise the dead, now we put them in the ground. Channel stay lit, yeah, the truth going viral. Step into the smoke, now they stuck in survival. Name in their mouth, but they scared to address me. Chosen, keep it raw, never switching up the message. Chill when I'm cool, but don't push me too far. Flip the whole scene like I'm breaking the bar. I don't do the gimmicks, I don't do the lies. If you want that fake tip, better recognize. Blood stay rolled and the vibe stay high. But mess with the squad, watch the real one rise. Johnson don't play, yeah, you better step back. Call out the cap, put the truth on the map. Roll up the blunt, let the real ones relax. But cross that line, ain't no coming back. Johnson don't play, we don't mess with that fake. Keep it 100, we ain't here for no snakes. Light one up, let the smoke elevate. But test my vibe, watch the whole earth shake. Yeah, we don't raise the dead around here. But we very alive. Jonesing.